Oh, yeah. Think I need this in my life? We're live, baby. We're back. Come on, gather round, gather round. You know what time it is. Uh, yeah. What up, Vegas Pete? Becky Town. That's right. What's up, Bella? Templar. Yeah. Come on. Anybody else? Shit. I guess not. Uh. There he is. What up, Michael? Michael Moore, my old boy. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. So how goes it, people? Hope you had a nice Sunday, had a nice weekend, holiday weekend. The moon is shining. The moon is shining real bright. Yeah. What, we got a half a moon or some shit? 75% moon? Yeah. Makes me think about the past, but we can't live in the past, as we spoke about before. But those nice summer nights in 2002, yeah, staying out all night till sunrise, having fun, yeah, used to go all over the place. Every day was a new adventure. Now these punk kids today, they think they're doing something new. This ain't nothing but a rerun to me, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Don't worry, these young punks today, they're gonna get old too, if they're lucky. They think they know it all. They think they're showing us some new shit. You ain't showing us nothing new, boy. You think you're the first person to ever fucking enjoy a nice summer night in the ghetto? You know what I'm saying? With the moon shining under the moonlight, baby. What did Tupac Shakur say one time? I don't need lights. I can see you by the moonlight, baby. Damn, that was thugged out, man. That was thugged out. What up, David Lopez? Oh, there's something off topic here. We gotta live in the now. Maybe you're right, Templar. Live in the now. I've learned that. I've learned that lesson now. Yeah, you gotta live in the now. Don't worry about the past you can't change, and don't worry about the future either. Worry about the future a little bit, but don't stress out. Just be grateful for living now. You're not promised tomorrow, so do what you want. You want to buy that fucking Ferrari you've been dreaming about? Go ahead and put it on a credit card. Who gives a shit? Make the payments till you can't make them no more, and then who knows? You don't know if you'll be here tomorrow. And what? You're gonna die not driving a Lamborghini? If you want it, fuck it, do it. I saw your show the other day when you were talking about kangaroos and Uggs. Yeah. They're killing the kangaroos out there in Australia, and Congress in the U.S. don't like it. Trying to put a stop to that, boy. We're not going to be buying any kangaroo products. They're making soccer shoes out of them and shit, and jock straps. Who knows what they're making out of them? We don't want no kangaroo meat. We don't want no kangaroo products. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said that's what Ugg boots are made out of. I don't know. I stuck my hand in there one time. It was very fluffy. Felt like a koala bear or something, maybe. I don't know. Kangaroos must die. Here's Dwayne. Kangaroo killer boy. Killing kangaroos and ducks one day at a time. You son of a bitch. This guy wears kangaroo boxer briefs. Doesn't leave an itch down there? Sounds like it might leave an itch. A rash. Fucking Dwayne boy. Right on time. My man Dwayne. Yeah, we're not supposed to be killing kangaroos, all right? And they said the best way to kill a kangaroo is to shoot them in the head. Now, this is horrible, man. They take the little babies. I don't even want to tell you what they do with the babies. It's savage, all right? Why are we talking about this, man? God damn it. We don't need to be talking about this right now. I don't want to think about it. I don't like seeing innocent creatures be mercilessly killed, tortured and shit. Anyway, I'm going to drop a link. See if somebody wants to come on. Every day it's a struggle, man. Every day it's a struggle. Especially at the start of the show. I'm tired of struggling, man. I want at least 200 people in here. 250. Fuck. Fucking David Lopez, boy. Kangaroo eating, box of beef wearing boy. Fucking. All right, hold on. Let's see what's in the news. God damn it. There's nothing new in the news, man. Jeffrey Epstein did not have a client list and committed suicide. Department of Justice and FBI reveal in findings that debunk the conspiracy theories. Wow. So we've been lied to. Also, I read earlier, the CIA lied about a guy that was in contact that worked for them, that they had made contact with Lee Harvey Oswald months before he committed the assassination. And then that same CIA guy lied to whatever friggin' congressional committee about even being involved. The CIA said they had nothing to do with him. And now it turns out in recently released documents, that the CIA was lying, that this was their guy, and that he was having contacts with Lee Harvey Oswald months before the assassination. Now, why would that be? Why would that happen? I wonder. Have we been lied to again? Son of a bitch. You guys are addicted to fucking Tony Buick. Meanwhile, when he's here, you break his balls. You want some of that blue magic, baby? Come sit on my lap, Dwayne. Take a bump, eh? We call it blue magic, baby. My name is Boogaloo. You got koala briefs too? You're a real savage motherfucker, huh? Jesus, why not wear giraffe shoes? I don't know. Shit. It's going to be a rough summer. I can see it already. Look at this. Numbers are dying by the minute. What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? Oh, he's not trashing anybody's family. Let me get out of here. Show's not fun anymore. It used to be fun. What happened? How come he never doxes anybody or makes threats? Meh. We're supposed to have grape juice and crackers. Nice. That's what yeah. When you listen to this show, you're going to need some weed and wine. That's what you need to get through it. Get some weed and wine. Show might actually turn out to be funny. To you, anyway. Shit. So, yes, please enjoy. Thank you, David Lopez. Yes. We're saving the koalas and kangaroos. Oh, hold on. I got something to talk about. I think I might have emailed it to myself. No, I didn't. Oh, I did. Listen to this shit. Stay out of the water? Yeah, well, listen to this, Templar. New York City beachgoers are unfazed by the latest spat of shark sightings. Some asshole is quoted as saying, "We surf with the sharks." Yeah, you surf with the sharks. Yeah, I'd like to see his fucking attitude after a great white shark with the taste of human blood on its mouth. Dark, soulless eyes takes a chunk out of his ass. Pause. Can't say pause. Prelude gets upset. Anyway, Rockaway Beach regulars are taking the latest Big Apple shark warnings in stride. Sand and surf lovers at the popular Queens Beach refused to let NYPD alerts take a bite out of their holiday. After drones were spotted menacing sharks. Oh, fuck. Drones spotted menacing sharks precariously close to swimmers on Friday. Precariously. With some of these big fucking words. Just fucking write the article. Even though lifeguards shut it down after a new sighting on Sunday. The lifeguard will come over and yell, "Shark, shark." Surfer Miala, offer Miala. That's her name. Most of the people come out of the water. The inexperienced surfers, the novices, they come out of the water. Yeah, no shit. There's a shark in the water, you asshole, looking to kill you. It's great for us. We stay in the water. It's great for us because there's usually a line of 50 people waiting to catch the next wave. We surf with the sharks. Yeah, keep up that attitude. See what happens. Keep tempting fate. You know what I'm saying? Think that shark's thinking, yeah, we're surfing together. We're having a good time. No. Maybe a dolphin might think like that. Or a killer whale might surf with you. But a shark ain't trying to fucking shark ain't trying to surf with you, boy. Rest in peace, Prelude. What happened? He got blocked? He got himself blocked? What happened? He's dead? What? What are you guys talking about now? Explain, Templar. He says, Becky, he's dead. Hit the like button. What the fuck? The hell's going on, man? The guy Prelude? What was his name? Prelude to Destruction? What was his fucking name? He said, stop saying pause, man. Stop saying pause. Pause is cringe, okay? And Dipset and Cameron and Jim Jones are all broke losers. I'm like, all right, what the fuck? Take it easy. The fuck are you talking about? That was his name. Prelude implicit. So what happened? What do you mean he's dead? He passed away? All right. Well, 15 people, huh? I saw an asshole. last night. You know when you randomly go through the YouTube shorts and they'll like recommend channels that are live randomly? Asshole had no ears, deformed ears and shit, talking like a moron. Not even talking about nothing really, just sitting there looking stupid, like a freak show. And he's got 200 something people in there. I'm over here talking my ass off with no radio silence, paying for stupid intro music that nobody gives a shit about. I'm gonna have to start canceling that. Paying 50 something for StreamYard every month. And this asshole's going live directly through YouTube. 290 fucking viewers. Talking nice to him too. Anyway, looks like my chat's still not moving. I got no explanation what happened to Prelude. And I got no conversation going. And I just lost 2 more people. You know what? I think I should just get out of here tonight. Start over tomorrow night. Try to come up with a YouTube short in the meantime. Thank you, Bella. I feel bad for him. Well, somebody needs to start feeling bad for me, goddammit. If that's the case. Shit. Where's Kevin Wu? Kevin Wu feels bad for me. Where's Kevin Wu? He's probably still crying from earlier. Where's Kevin Wu, man? Somebody get Kevin Wu, man. He's probably sleeping right now. He's got his SATs tomorrow. Even though school's not in session and shit, but you know. Education never stops, especially for Kevin Wu. Oh, look, I turned my head and I looked, and then, look, now I got some comments. Thank God. Thank you, Michael Moormile. Thank you, brother. I'm glad you feel that way. I wish I had 250 more Michael Moore miles to say the same thing. God damn it. Thank you, David Lopez. We're trying, Becky. We're trying. Oh, we're trying. Anyway, so these assholes, I've been telling you guys not you guys, but I've been telling people for years about the sharks. And now you got these assholes in the news talking about we swim with the sharks. We don't care, man. Yeah, well, we'll see how he feels when he ain't surfing no more because half of his leg was bitten off by a vicious fucking fish. Dolphin won't do that to you. Killer whale won't do that to you. A shark will bite you in half. Yeah, well, we're going to try to stay positive. Yeah. Well, that's right, Michael. Yeah. Thank God. Thank God. I guess they're smart, huh, David? They're smart. Well, that's life. That's what people say. You're surfing like an asshole. The fucking shark bit your leg. And now you're gonna change your tune. That's beautiful, Bella. Thank you. Let me see who got it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Shouts to OZ. All right. Thank you, Bella. Shit. All right. Fuck. What else is in the news, huh? Actually, we're gonna talk about some space alien shit. Let me see if I still got it. Nobody's here anyway. We'll talk about space alien shit, whatever. Give me some space alien shit, boy. Hold on. I didn't send the space alien shit to myself. No, I didn't. No space alien shit. It's getting hot in here too. I'm gonna have to turn on the AC. God damn it. Space alien boy. Hold on. No, I don't have the space alien shit. Hey! Oh, thank God. Okay, thank you, Common. Thank you. It's going to be here in 10, 15 minutes, y'all. In the meantime, let's get some space alien shit snuck in there. Hold on. I'll find it. Over 60 UFOs have been reported zipping over New York skies in the first half of 2025. A jaw-dropping 66 UFOs. Hold on, it's getting hot in this motherfucker, man. Damn. A jaw-dropping 66 UFOs have been spotted zipping over New York State skies in the first half of 2025. The self-reported incidents are not independently verified and range from claims of green orbs zigzagging in Norwood to helicopters chasing bright white saucers in Huntington. What about those flying saucers you saw over East Rutherford? Anyway, I saw this shit too a couple months ago. I took a few pictures. The shit was just sitting there. There was a couple of them too. There was like a white, it looked like a white dot. And it wasn't no fucking star. Because you could see it like moving, like, I don't know, man. I can't even explain it. It was weird. It wasn't no balloon. It wasn't no blimp. It wasn't no drone. And it wasn't even like a white light. It was like a white, like, like when you see the moon, like during the day. It looked like that, but very small. And then I looked over, there was another one, like, had to be miles away on the other side. I took pictures. Somebody told me, hey, that's Saturn, man, or that's fucking Jupiter. And I'm like, yeah? How come it's moving in a slow circle? Like, I don't know. Anyway, in June alone, the Empire State saw 6 separate incidents, continuing a trend of unexplained aerial activity. This is some bullshit, man. They're going to investigate it, man. Good. There have been 6,196 reported UFO sightings in New York since 1995, when Tupac Shakur was still alive. So that means we've been dealing with UFOs for a long time. Even Tupac Shakur was still alive when we were dealing with UFOs. Damn. You shape shifting reptilian boy. It was probably Tony Buick. Hey! Hello down there! Ahoy! I've got 3 Filipino ladyboys. Since 1952? I've heard even further back, since 1933 or some shit in Italy. Mussolini was talking to the aliens and shit. Let's see. Sofia Vergara. She went sunbathing in Ibiza. Oh, she's in Spain too? She better not be sleeping with Tom Brady. That'll break my heart. Yeah, she loves taking pictures of her ass. Yeah. Nice. 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 Anyway, back to the space alien shit. Hold on. There was another headline though that I wanted to see. Some guy said he was going to unmask the UFO sightings and shit. Let's see what this says. The Pentagon, fucking commercial. Hold on. Assholes. They don't even let you X out of it. How am I supposed to read the title if it's blocked by some stupid video? What is this? Hair growth commercial? Fuck you. Whatever, man. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. Hold on. The Pentagon has been pushing Americans to believe in UFOs for decades. UFOs have been back in the news a lot lately, and it may be because that the government wants it that way. The government wants it that way. Last week, the Wall Street Journal published the first of a two-part series that probes the ways in which the Defense Department has been responsible for creating and fostering the UFO mythology in America. So that means that the space alien shit is fake, and this is our technology, and they want us to believe it's space aliens so that they don't admit that it's our technology. Is that what it is? Government's lying to us again? What else are they lying about? The Russia hoax? Nobody cares about that. Fucking Dwayne boy. What up, Daniel Berry? Oh, Kevin Wu's dad is up. He's supposed to be sleeping by now. Does he have SATs tomorrow? Kevin Wu's daddy boy. It's alien time. The article shows that the government has, at various points over the years, purposefully sown disinformation about UFOs in an effort to make Americans believe in little green men. This news comes as the result of an internal investigation by Sean Kirkpatrick, the head of the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, which was specifically set up within the Pentagon to investigate UFO sightings. He says he's found evidence that the government fabricated evidence of alien technology in an effort to distract from real weapons programs being carried out by the government in secret. This guy sounds like he's full of shit too, you know? Maybe it really is space aliens. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Oh, he knows there's no aliens, but now he knows that it's secret government weapons, huh? Yeah. Nah, man, he don't know shit. I don't want to hear it. They're space aliens, all right? The journal frames its findings as a stunning new twist in the story of America's cultural obsession with UFOs. But while the story specifics are certainly new and quite interesting, its broader findings are not, nor are they particularly stunning. Instead, they parrot what many critics of the UFO narrative have long said, that the UFO mythos grew out of a disinformation campaign created by shadowy defense officials to obscure more terrestrial secrets about America's national security community. So you're telling me we got shit that could defy gravity, fly over 70,000 miles an hour, and turn at the drop of a dime? Maneuvers that we've never seen ever from any object? Shit that could teleport? Shit that could take over controls of a fucking entire nuclear base, take over controls of fighter jets in the sky, make pilots fucking hallucinate and see shit they didn't really see? This is the type of technology we have? Now, how the fuck did they do that? And where the fuck did they get that technology for the past hundreds, I don't know, 80 years? And how do you explain the other shit that they saw in the sky, reported in the 1700s, 1800s? The aliens paid Kenny to do probes on Tony Buick. I think I've been abducted. They're doing something to my taint. It's kind of ticklish, actually. Oh, I think I'm bleeding. Being abducted isn't that bad. Ta-ta, gotta go now, ta-ta. Damn, I sound like shit. I can't do his voice right now. Smoking too many cigarettes. Plus, I got the AC on right now, fucking with me. Think I need this shit? So the government's been lying, huh? It was all a ruse. It was a cover-up. There are no aliens. It was all a cover-up for secret American tech that we've had since even before Tupac Shakur was born. A long time. Am I supposed to buy that bullshit? Huh? They had that technology, how come it didn't trickle down until now, Why was I playing on a Game Boy in 1989 on a fucking shitty green screen when they had tech that could have made it color fucking a decade before that? Nah, man, we ain't got shit, man. You saw the video games that came out in 1970 some shit? Fucking Atari and shit? How primitive it was? You mean to tell me they had all this secret tech the whole time? Bullshit. It's space aliens, all right? I treat a shark like I do a train. I ain't going on the railroad tracks and I ain't going surfing. Skeets is smart. Asian Kenny, look at this. Hello, Gunsmoke. I can't find Tony, but you are a handsome devil. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you're having a good time with Tony. Take care of him. Be gentle. Make sure he's got some fresh penicillin in the morning. Asian Kenny. The Vatican's lawyer says there's aliens. Slam it hard again. Keep fucking that chicken. As the great Ernie Anastas would say, keep fucking that chicken. You think I need this agita? Let me scroll up here. Hold on. I shove some grape juice up somebody's head. Let me see. All right. Yeah. Hold on. Come on, give me something good. UFO cover used by government to hide a lot of things, former NASA agent says. In an era captivated by UFOs and government conspiracies, one former NASA official, nassholes as I like to call them, nassholes, is cutting through the noise and casting doubt on aliens and coming to Earth. The asshole said it's time to apply science and not speculation to the debate. He said, prove it, honestly, prove it to those who believe in the presence of UFOs on Earth. I've seen the fucking videos, okay? Objects in the sky flying tens of thousands of miles per hour with no jet propulsion, no combustible engines, no heat exhaust, disappearing on fucking camera and then popping up again out of nowhere. Explain this shit. Why don't you explain that? That's the proof right there. What do you want? The fuck? You want to see the alien? I'd like to see the alien too. Let's get Asian Kenny on the panel. You want to interview Asian Kenny? I don't know. That might look weird on the thumbnail and the title. That might look weird in the title. I would have put down Manischewitz, but it would look funny on my tab. They've been claiming that there have been UFOs since the 1940s. And you know, Area 51 supposedly house UFOs. Have someone go in and look at Area 51. Oh, yeah, it's so simple, yeah. Even if they gave you a tour of Area 51, which I'm sure they have, they're not going to show you shit. They're going to be like, oh, that was just a myth. Right here we have our first radio that we invented in 1931. Like, no, we didn't come here to see the old contraptions in your stupid museum. We came to see the fucking aliens. Take us to the bottom floor. Deep underground where you keep the aliens, you piece of shit. We know you're keeping the aliens here. They didn't come up with the shit out of the thin blue sky, all right? Take the elevator all the way down. The asshole continued that during his work with the NASA Office of Inspector General, he would regularly get calls from individuals who believed they were abducted or had a chip in their brain from aliens. What I used to tell my students was that the possibility of anybody coming from another world to visit us was beyond unlikely. And what I would tell the people that would call me up with these tales about being visited by aliens, I would say, see a psychiatrist. Now, if you've ever seen those videos, I don't know, on Instagram somewhere, or maybe even YouTube shorts, where they show you the universe and like they travel away from Earth to show you how vast and big the universe is. And they show you how how long it takes to get out of the solar system, to get out of our galaxy, to get out of the fucking, get into deep space and all that shit. All the planets and stars and all that other shit in between. For an alien from another galaxy or universe to come over here, the chances are pretty slim to even find us out of all that shit. Just a little tiny speck of nothing that we are. Compared to the universe, I mean, Earth ain't shit. I mean, we're just a little blotch in a big fucking spiral in the Milky Way. Circling around the fucking black hole. And then we're about to collide with the Andromeda galaxy in the next few 100 million years. To make an even bigger galaxy. And, yeah, the chances of another civilization finding us through all of that is pretty slim. And even making it here. But I don't know. If they really got technology like this, I don't know. Maybe. If it's possible. Maybe. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? Anything's possible. Chances are slim. He didn't say it's impossible. What did he say? What did this asshole say? Oh, he kind of made my point here, too. There are up to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way. There are maybe 1 to 2 trillion galaxies in the universe. But the reality is this. The closest solar system is the Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri A, B, and Proxima Centauri are the closest stars. And they're light years away. What did he say? Oh, he said Anybody coming from another world to visit us was beyond unlikely. Beyond unlikely. Not impossible. Not never. But beyond unlikely. But there is a slim chance it could have happened. You understand? Keep that in the back of your fucking mind. Hold on. We got Armand in the house. My man. Thank you, Bella. Hit the like button or sit on Tony's knee. That's right. Come to daddy. You didn't want to hit the like button. Come to daddy. Smokey, what up, homie? UFOs are 100% real, but we will never know what the government knows because it would cause complete lunacy with the religious folks, which in return affects politics and money and society. Yeah. I don't know, man. I hope to find out one day. Hopefully, in our lifetimes, we find out finally if there's other life out there. I'm sure there's other life out there, but intelligent life like us, you know? Not some intergalactic fucking space cow or some shit. Who cares? No, we want to see the real intelligent civilizations from another planet. Common sense don't believe none of that shit. Neither does Tony Buick. I don't think he's a believer either. At least Armand's a believer. Would the aliens be fans of Tupac? Probably not, you know? Probably not. It would probably sound like garbage to them. Yeah. Rumor has it Tony Pizza actually cleaned the toilets at Area 51. He was working the glory holes. Skeet, 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 skeet. There's bloody aliens! It's got a probe in my rectum. All right, hold on. Yeah, but this guy made the point here. 400 billion stars in the Milky Way. 1 to 2 trillion galaxies. Holy shit. The bottom line is that it's 4.4 light years away or 25 trillion miles away. 25 trillion miles. If you have a Toyota, you might make it. And if somebody started flying to Proxima or Satori or the other way around, it would take them over 70,000 years to get there. Nobody is visiting us from another world, likely. Okay, but then you got shit that defies gravity and teleports and shit like that and flying at tens of thousands of miles an hour. The teleportation is the main thing to consider here. Because no matter how fast, even if you went at the speed of light, it would take you thousands of years just to get there. So he's right. Unless they have some other fucking time bending, space bending technology that helps you teleport from, vast distances, travel different dimensions, different laws of physics. It's not impossible. Trust me. Look at all the crazy shit we got on this earth that we take for granted. Just getting a cut on your arm and having it fucking heal and fucking, why doesn't the wound stay open? It just magically just heals itself over time and disappears. That's a miracle in and of itself. That was a design, okay? Look at all the other crazy shit you got on Earth. You're capable of. I'm talking to you right now through the fucking thin air. Thin air. All right? not hooked up to no cables and nothing, traveling fucking thousands of miles away. I'm talking to you right now through thin air. You take that shit for granted. Now imagine what they got on other planets that have different laws of physics and all this other type of shit. This guy's talking out of his ass. He's not thinking of the bigger picture. He's thinking, what he knows, what he's relative to. He's not expanding his mind, man. You got to expand your mind to consider what kind of laws of physics other planets might have. They're not constrained to the fucking laws that we have on this planet. Gravity. Who knows what the fuck they got over there? What type of beings they are? They might have a completely different, obviously, different genetic makeup, different whole shit. I know there's a lot of shit that's been going on up in that sky, and nobody's explaining shit. And Congress seems to be pretty concerned about it. So if it ain't space aliens, they better cough up who it is, because if it ain't us, then it's the Chinese or the Russians, and that's the problem. Which I don't even think it's them, because they would have been using that shit already. They're communist assholes. They couldn't help themselves. If they had technology like that, they would have been wiped out. Ukraine, us, everybody. They would have had world domination. Everybody would be speaking that disgusting language. Who wants to talk like that? I'd be sipping vodka right now. I hate vodka. I'm going to throw up just thinking about it. I don't even like vodka and cranberry. I used to hate that shit. I used to drink it, but, wasn't fond of it. Doesn't make sense, first off, and second, if they are intelligent, why the FUCK would they need to come stop by to check us retard? Because that's one thing. When people say that, my response is because life is rare in the universe. Life is rare. Habitable planets are rare. From what we've seen so far, a lot of dead planets out there, a lot of gas giants, devoid of any life ever. From what we could see in our telescopes, inhospitable fucking planets. So yeah, there's a lot of planets out there, a lot of stars, but ain't nothing going on. On this planet, it's filled with life inside and out. From the grass and the trees to the fucking birds and the insects and the fucking fish and the fucking molecules and bacteria and fucking atoms and all that other shit. We got a planet teeming with life in the ground, in the ocean, in the air, in your ass, microbes in your ass, everything. That's something to behold. We take it for granted. We think it's not special. But when you look at the rest of the universe, how could you say we're not special? Why wouldn't they want to come see us? We fucking changed the face of this earth with fire and fucking sweat, blood, and tears. We changed the face of this earth. Restructured it into the way we wanted it to be, to our convenience. Levees and sand dunes and skyscrapers and bridges, asphalt and pavement. Changed the whole fucking world, even its climate now, supposedly. No, why wouldn't they want to behold the greatness of the human race and all the other species that we have on this planet? Why wouldn't they be interested? They never seen shit like that before. These assholes probably created us. What do you call that shit when they fucking seed a planet? Give it life? What do you call that shit? I forgot what they call that shit. Terrestrial something. Terrestrial seeding? I don't know. Son of a bitch. Wow, 14 people. I went from 38 people to 14. Fucking just talking about aliens. Fuck you. Fuck you. Did we really have 38 people in here before? I laid down for 2 minutes just talking shit, and I look up and people are gone. Fuck you. There's no possible time that allows that to occur, and definitely doesn't allow any explanation for interstellar travel. Even if they could travel at that speed of light, it's impossible. Nah, they would have to. They'd have to teleport. Nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. Maybe that's maybe we don't know that. Maybe it is possible. Oh, hold on. Yo,
I'm
my man.
going down, brother.
Yeah, what up? What up?
No, not too much. What's the word?
I don't
What
know.
are you talking about now?
The space alien shit. They're trying to say that the government lied to the public and wanted them to believe that UFOs exist and aliens exist to cover up their weapons programs.
I believe that.
So, nah, I don't know, man.
How are you gonna tell me that with all you? Do you realize how many people have equipment and shit now that study fucking astronomy and the fucking cosmos and shit like that with these high powered fucking microscopes and cameras 24 fucking 7? Well, how come they can't catch any of these things coming into the solar system or leaving the fucking solar system? Where the fuck are they going? They just pop in real quick and then just disappear, never to be seen again by anybody, only in that one little spot. I mean, come on, it's crazy,
Maybe
bro.
they teleport. I've seen them on the
So
camera teleport.
they're so good they could just come in and out of the fucking solar system in the universe and nobody fucking sees nothing, dude. Come on,
Well, no, they
you
see
got to
them.
be an
They see
asshole to
them. No,
believe
they're
that.
seeing them. People ain't believing what they're seeing, but they're seeing them. They're
Yeah,
seeing them.
they're seeing anomalies and shit that they just don't know. That's why it's called unidentified. They don't know what the fuck it is, dude.
They got to catch one of these fuckers, man, on camera
Well,
and really physically capture it.
yeah, I mean it sounds good, but it just doesn't make any sense, man.
Well, there's something going on up there. Too many videos now with fucking the quality's getting a lot better too.
What's
And
getting better? We got the best cameras and the best technology in the world, and all we can get is a grainy picture of some shit moving in the sky. They can't get you a still shot of nothing. Make it make sense.
I've seen a couple of clear videos now, and these fucking they're far away, but
They're
yeah,
always never in sight, not never clear enough to see anything. I know it's just funny how it
yeah,
works,
but these are
right?
military videos. It's not like they're trying to
Y-
fuck with you.
Yeah, which is why they should be fucking top of the line, dude. Better than anything we got fucking in the public and shit. It's military grade shit, and they can't get a fucking clear picture. I mean, come on.
I saw some infrared shit that was crazy. The
You
best
seen what?
footage I've seen, infrared shit. No
What do you mean?
combustible engine, and it had like a fucking what do you call that shit around it? It had like a smoky kind of hazy kind of force
Uh,
field around it,
oh
and it
yeah,
was fucking yeah, it was circular, and it
yeah,
had no engine. It wasn't, it was
yeah.
teleporting and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know you don't believe it, but I know what I saw on the fucking camera. Could have been
I guess.
AI, but they said it was in the news. It was a legit fucking military thing
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, 'cause it
leaked.
was it was the military shit. That's why it got leaked. They're
No,
not
no,
gonna
no.
report on it.
Well, how do you explain them doing maneuvers 70,000 miles an hour and then stopping at the drop of a dime and changing directions?
I don't know what it is, but they don't know what it is either. And if they do, they ain't gonna fucking tell nobody. It's military fucking type
Also,
shit.
they
You
don't
know what
know
I
what
mean?
it is. Who doesn't know what it is?
Well, they're not telling anybody that they know what it is. You know what I mean?
Motherfuckers. Well, Congress is acting like they don't know what it is and they're demanding answers and they're not getting any.
They still won't tell you what happened to the JFK files and none of that shit. You think they're gonna tell you about that fucking shit if they know? I mean,
I
come on.
just read about that shit tonight, too. Now they
What?
came out with some new file that shows that the CIA lied to Congress or some fucking government body. They had a guy, I forgot his name. I gotta find the article. They had a guy that was in
Mm,
contact with Oswald months before the assassination.
Mm,
and the CIA denied that he worked for them or that they had anything to do with the guy.
yeah.
And then it comes out that they lied. They directly
Oh,
lied and they covered up his involvement with them. Now, why the fuck would they lie about a guy? And why would the guy in the first place have contact with Lee Harvey Oswald 3 months or a few months before an assassination? I don't
well,
know, man.
he was a CIA operative. Everybody knows that he had contact with them.
Well,
That's been out for a long fucking time.
it don't look good that the CIA lied about this guy. I gotta read the article. I gotta find it, but
Listen, everybody knows the CIA was involved in killing him. There's no other doubt about it. That's been known for a long time. They're just not going to come out and say anything about it. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know. There's still a question mark there.
I don't think there's any question marks.
So we all agree that Lee Harvey Oswald pulled the trigger, though, right?
I don't know about that. I mean, he might have
So we
pulled the
don't know nothing.
trigger, but
Yeah.
he didn't kill him though. There was
So
multiple
there
shooters.
was multiple shooters then.
Yeah, hundred
So that
percent.
that goes against the narrative then. So
Well,
there's some,
the what is it? The Zapruder film or whatever they got, and that
yeah.
one fucking shot that they have, you can see in the new video that they released that the agent in the front seat turned around and shot him in the fucking head by accident.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's on film. I mean, you can see it clear as day. Fucking, he shot him right in the head by accident. You know?
yeah. You see him turn around real quick,
Yeah, his head
and,
goes the wrong
and
way. You
it's
don't get shot in the back of the head and go fucking backwards. You go forwards. You know what I mean? So obviously, he got shot from the front.
yeah. That never made sense to me. They tried to say it was the pressure from the bullet hitting him from behind
Yeah. And the
that made
bullet
his
did
head
like a
jerk like that.
zigzag and shit. It defied
Oh, and then the
gravity and
magic
logic
bullet.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the magic bullet. I mean, hit three people, with one bullet, six. Like it's crazy. They had and Lee Harvey Oswald when he was in the military was one of the worst marksmen. He was like the worst in his class and shit. And he got they had five different expert marksmen, top of their class, try to take them shots with that same bolt action rifle, and none of them could fucking do it. Not one of them
Shit.
could do it. Yeah. That's come on. They got the patsy. Or he got set up by the CIA to go do it, thinking he was going to do something. He might have taken a shot, but he was the fall guy for who really did it. I believe that. Most likely that's what happened. And then look at what Jack Ruby just goes in there and blasts the guy at the police station in front of everybody. I mean, come on.
That was always suspect.
Of course, man.
And he
Like, come
took that
on.
shit to his grave. He never admitted, why he really did it. Why, shooting Lee Harvey Oswald.
And who knows if he really fucking died in prison? Like that was the same fucking guy, dude. Who the fuck knows, dude? You never know with these people. Just like the Epstein shit now. Do you think that guy really fucking killed himself and all the cameras just went out that day and shit? I mean, come on.
They just released
He-
another thing in the news that's saying that the Black Book doesn't exist. Is his client book doesn't exist, and he hung himself. He killed himself. That's the
but
official report from the Department of Justice and the FBI.
you believe them guys, huh? You know, the joke, man.
Fuck, man, it's sad that we can't even trust official history by our own government.
It's crazy.
A shadowy CIA operative specializing in psychological warfare interacted with Lee Harvey Oswald ahead of JFK's assassination and then ran interference against congressional investigators probing whether the U.S. spy agency was connected to the killing. So you believe this shit? He interacted
Uh,
with it and they try to cover it up.
yeah, most likely. I mean, I thought that's always been like a known fact. They're just gonna prove it 100%. You know? Listen, truth is always stranger than fiction, right?
I mean, son of a bitch, man.
But in regards to this alien shit and UFOs, man, I don't believe in none of that shit, man. It's impossible. Don't make no sense.
That might be even stranger than fiction, man.
Yeah.
So you don't
Well,
believe Bob Lazar
if you
or
I don't believe in what?
Bob Lazar? You know Bob Lazar?
Yeah, I know who that guy is, man. Who the
You
fuck
don't
knows
believe
what that
him?
guy's talking about?
No.
No. I mean, I don't know. He might have worked at, Area 51 or been a part of some fucking whatever and shit, but I don't believe that that guy fucking is in possession of that, rhodium or whatever the fucking element he says is a stable isotope of fucking whatever he claims that it
There's a
is.
new element or some shit that I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's only stable in a certain condition in a certain
Yeah.
isotope and shit like that, but not on this planet, but some other fucking place. So so think about this. if this intelligent, let's just play devil's advocate here and say that there's some intelligent life that was able to travel here with a downed aircraft, and they needed to get rhodium for a air. So these aircrafts are so fucking good that the thing crashed and shit, even though it doesn't have an engine, it doesn't need any of this shit. How the fuck did it crash? And then you're gonna tell me that they didn't know that on this planet we don't have this fucking isotope and this element fucking here. They're so smart that they can transverse fucking time and gravity in the universe, but they didn't know fucking we didn't have that shit here.
Maybe
I
it's
mean, come
easier
on.
on their planet than it is on ours. Different planets or dimensions have
Mm,
different
mm,
laws of
mm.
physics.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's all the universe is all the same no matter where you go. It's all made up of the same elements and the same shit. Whether or not they have different elements on their planet or whatever, just because they're stable there doesn't mean that they're stable fucking here. But it's most likely it doesn't make if you understand science and everything else. I don't buy it. And you can ask any physicist and person that really knows and shit, and they'll tell you they don't buy it either.
Well, some
I mean,
asshole
what
at
it,
NASA agreed with you.
well, of course, man. You know what I mean? I'm not a fucking dummy, dude. I study this shit. I research this shit, dude. You have to just use logic, man, to think about it. If let's just go off a basic scientific understanding of the universe, right? The basic understanding of it, like the age and the elements that are made up in it, right? So you'll admit that life is fucking rare, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, and this kind of goes, and I don't want to get into a religious or philosophical fucking debate about first causes and life and shit like that. But the bottom line is that in order for you to believe that life exists on this planet or that just the universe exists in general, you have to believe that this was all just one happy fucking accident, right? uh, 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 they want to claim that everything came from this infinitesimal spot, basically, you know what I mean, of nothing, and everything exploded into the entire universe that we have fucking now. There was nothing and then it exploded into everything. All right, makes no fucking sense. Then you have life in general, so you're going to go from non-life and then create life out of nowhere. Non-living material doesn't just turn into living fucking material. Okay, second of all. Third of all, you have the time. So let's say the universe, what do they say? It's 14 something billion years old, 15 billion years old, let's say roughly, right? The Earth is what, 4.5 billion, I think they say, right? Four and a
Yeah,
half, 5 billion or something.
4.5, yeah.
Right. So it took life. We're basically in the span of things right now in regards to life. We're in like the 23rd hour and like 59th minute and 40 seconds in the history of life. You know what I mean? The, it ain't been here that long is what I'm getting at, right? We haven't been here that long. So it took 5 billion years to get to us right now.
Yeah.
And the best that we got is to fucking be able to shoot a rocket and go to a fucking moon that's only a few thousand fucking miles away. Now, where the fuck are you gonna get in that other 10 billion years for all these stars to exist and planets to form and life to arise and all that other shit to get that fucking much advanced in that other 10 billion fucking years? And then how can you traverse the space of the universe at the speed of light? Because you have to travel, nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. But even if you could technically travel at the speed of light, it would still take you thousands upon thousands of years just to make it to the nearest star. What life form can even live that long? So
On
now you're
Earth,
talking
we
about a
can't.
life. Well, okay, but there's no proof that anything can live that long, if that as far as we
Well,
know
they
it.
got
And
sharks that live 500 years. So maybe on another
Gunsmoke, we're
planet,
talking
maybe
about
it's.
thousands. You're talking about ten
Yeah, I know.
thousand years to get to the nearest star, dude.
Yeah, no, I know. The light
Right, but
years.
that planet, that star, and that existence is probably only 100,000 years older than ours. Could be the same fucking age as ours. They still can't tell you. The thing that I don't understand, right, is that you know the universe basically is it's curved, right? But it's not a plane. It's open. It's a I don't know how to explain. It's not like I guess the closed system's not open, but it's expanding. They don't know what it's expanding into. They don't know how far it can expand. Like what? I don't know if you ever thought about that, but just think about space, right? How fucking weird is it that there is something called fucking space, and you know that space is expanding faster than the speed of light even travels?
Exactly. So there is something that
But what is it
travels
going?
faster. Yeah.
Well, no, but they don't even understand what dark matter, dark energy. That shit just got
No.
recently discovered. They don't understand any of this shit. That's my point, though.
What I
My
think is
point is that
crazy
these motherfuckers don't know anything, bro.
when you reach the edge of the universe, if you could, and you
I
know
don't
how
think there is one.
well it's expanding. So if you reach that part where it's expanding, it's
Yeah.
actually creating. existence from nothing. It's adding to space. Space is expanding.
Yeah, but
So
how? But just think
no,
about
I
that though.
can't. I
Just
can't
think about
explain
how
that.
crazy it is. Nobody can. That's how fucking crazy it
The only way
is.
I could think of it is it's like a bubble, and there's many bubbles. There's many universes out
But
there,
there's no proof of the multiverse.
and maybe we're in a bucket or something. I don't know.
It's I don't even out of it's fuck dude, it's so crazy, man. Even thinking about that shit
It's
is
like a
fucking
bubble.
wild.
Like when a bubble, when you see it expand, get larger, and out of air, but it's consuming more of the air. I can't explain it, but
But yeah, but as humans we can't understand it because we're confined to thinking about space and time,
well, it's
everything being
infinite.
finite and shit like
Yeah,
that. Well that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
That's the craziest part about it though. But just think about it, right? Let's just say there was something fucking 5,000 light years away. 5,000 light years. You're
yeah.
talking about a million
I
fucking
think that's
something
the
years of
closest.
regular time.
Yeah, that's the closest star. I think four point something light
Yeah,
years away.
exactly. Which is fucking about 10,000 generations of one part. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you can't even think about it. It's the number is so fucking
I think
ridiculous.
they said if you could travel at the speed of light, it would take 7,000 years to get there, something like that.
Exactly. One
One
way.
way. Yeah,
Right. So now these guys were able to come here fucking from all this, you know, all this distances all the way fucking out here with all the satellites and shit that we have out there, and it couldn't see it coming in, it couldn't see it going out, it can't catch any of this shit anywhere, but things just randomly pop up and disappear, but only at these like weird sporadic times on these like flights and shit like that out there. You know what I mean? It makes no sense, man. If you believe that, I don't know what to fucking tell you, man. People believe that shit. I don't know what to fucking tell you. But I guarantee you, you ask any of these fucking scientists or physicists or people that work at NASA and any of that, I'm pretty sure most of them will agree with me. That can you hear me? Yo.
oh my bad, I was on mute.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, I'm pretty sure if you ask any of them or speak to any of them and shit, I'm pretty sure most of them, if not all of them, would agree with me.
Yeah,
You
hold
have
on.
to you got to understand physics. You got to understand how things work and just everything. It doesn't make any sense. It's the fact that life even exists. Period is incredible. Nobody can
Yeah,
deny that.
no, it's a miracle.
They can't even explain it. Well, and that's the funniest thing that I always go back to. This, I used to be I told you before, I used to be a hardcore fucking atheist, just like a lot of these other people and shit. But after I started doing research and I started looking into things, I'm sorry, I can't believe that. That takes just as much faith to believe that this is all a fucking happy accident than it does to believe the other thing. That's my opinion. It's the same fucking thing. You need to have the same amount of faith that there ain't nothing more to this shit than that, you know?
Yeah. Uh, Dwayne says, "What sharks live 500 years? Smoke? Are you high?"
The
All right,
megalodons
the
are the great.
Greenland shark.
Yeah, the Greenland shark does live to be like 400 or 500 years old. Yeah, I think they
That's
have one right now. They have one right now that's 500 something years old. They've been monitoring since like the 1600s or something, right?
yeah. It's
I just saw something on it.
estimated to be between 250 and 500 years old.
I think they got a new thing though. It's like 400 something. They know for a fact. It's some same one that was like marked in like the 1600s or something on some fucking thing. I don't know how they figured that out, but that is true. The Greenland shark. You are correct.
So I'm not crazy.
No, no, that's what. Yeah, the Greenland shark's one of the oldest living animals on the planet, without a doubt. There's a couple that live to be a few hundred, but that's the longest that I know about.
Yeah, 500. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. The
but listen,
Augusta.
there's. Oh, my bad.
No,
Good.
go on. Yeah, no. I was just saying that's right. The Augusta.
Yeah, I mean, when you want to look at it though, there's other things that live thousands of years, like sponges and shit. I mean, I don't know if you want to consider that to be like an actual. It is an animal though, by
Technically,
definition.
yeah,
And those live to be thousands of fucking years. Obviously, it's not a quote unquote like sophisticated animal like a fucking shark or a monkey
yeah,
or human or primate or something. But it is an animal that lives to be that long. Then some turtles, I think, they live to be like a couple hundred, like
yeah. The
200,
tortoise,
250.
the
Yeah,
Galapagos
yeah, the
tortoise.
Galapagos ones. Yeah, those live a couple hundred.
So
There's a couple.
on other planets, it might even be crazier. I mean, we got to stop thinking about from our perspective and try to look outside the box of what the possibilities of what could exist out there and their intelligence and how long they've been around.
Well, that's what the problem is, though. That's why I want to give you the timeline of humans on Earth, man. You're talking about only a fucking handful of thousands of years that we've been around for. So it took 5 billion something years just to get to us. Now, granted, you have another 10 or so billion years out there, but a lot of that was just a formation of the universe. They don't know how long it took any of the stuff to actually form. It took 10 billion years for our sun and our solar system to form, the start of it, not to get to where we're at today. It took billions of years for the atmosphere to settle and shit, where uh single simple bacteria like cyanobacteria arose, you know? But then how do you explain that, though? Like I said before, you
Yeah.
can't explain it. Science doesn't even understand it. They don't understand abiogenesis. They can't explain that shit. I don't know if people want to believe that there's fucking aliens that can traverse space time and do all that other shit. I mean, you guys got a lot of fucking faith in some fucking real remarkable shit that there's no proof of. Like literally none.
Is it completely impossible? 100% impossible?
I'd say it's about 99 point. I'd say it's just as close to impossible and probable as the fact that the universe even exists. That we're here. I would say it's that fucking close. I believe that we're alone, 100%.
In the entire universe?
Yeah.
No, I can't. When it comes to the universe, I mean, it's too vast for there not to be some other intelligent being out there. I don't know.
If you think so.
It would be crazy, man. Just one planet out of all those trillions of fucking planets.
Okay, it would be crazy if you don't believe in God and that we're here with a fucking purpose and shit. Then it's not so crazy
Yeah,
after
but I
all,
look
is
at
it?
that different. I mean, God created all of it, so why didn't God create them too? You know,
Well,
its whole
but this
thing
is the
is,
thing. We
yeah.
but hold on. Here's the thing. This is what the actual conversation would be like. Is that obviously we have a recorded history of religion and the purpose of shit and the start of life, right? A book was written on it, correct? We'll agree to that, right?
Uh, the Bible.
And there was yeah. Well, no. Well, what I'm just saying is that if you believe in that, right? That you would then have to believe that if God made a covenant with this other life forms and these other beings or whatever, that he made some promise to them and they're here for a fucking purpose. I mean, he could have created life, but it didn't have to be humans.
I mean, he created
I
all
you know,
types of
you
life. I
understand?
mean, yeah. I mean, we got the whole fucking planet's filled with life and
But that's what I'm saying, though.
dinosaurs we had and all types of creatures we've had. You know, fucking
Well, they're all extinct though. They're not here no more.
yeah. But we're gonna be extinct one day too.
Well, not if you can
Everything goes
not if
extinct.
you can start doing interstellar travel. Don't go on other fucking planets and shit. Not if you can do that. So at that point, what if this has happened before and there's other human beings somewhere on some other that have done this that just haven't gotten here because the distance and light the universal expansion and shit like that and time fucking passed and shit. Who the hell knows if they've done it 5 billion years ago in some other fucking galaxy? Maybe that's how we got to this one. Who the fuck knows? You understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying to comprehend it.
There
I'm
could
just
be maybe there's humans on another fucking star system somewhere that are 5 billion years old and shit that got here, something fucking happened, they see, understand.
oh, they
I
seeded
don't
us.
fucking know. I don't know. I can't say. I can't. I'm guessing. Who the fuck knows, dude? I don't know.
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier too. Maybe we,
Obviously, I don't. Obviously, I don't believe in that. I'm just giving you an alternate explanation for what
but
could
anything's
possibly have
possible.
happened. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it might be strange,
Obviously,
but this whole fucking thing is strange.
it's very
People think.
strange.
I mean, I'm talking to you through fucking thin air right now. That's a
It's
miracle
very
right there.
strange. Yeah.
I mean, that we could even have the capability to do that. That's a fucking miracle. We take it for granted, but they didn't have
Oh,
this shit
very.
100 years ago.
No. A lot of the shit's fucking within the last couple of
100
decades.
years, yeah.
Less
And
than that.
the past,
Technology is like
yeah. Well,
30, 40, 30 years ago. The 90s, I would say.
well, the internet shit, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about like the real big advancements in technology was in the last like 30 years. I mean, this is all relatively new shit. At least to the public, anyways.
Yeah,
To the masses, I should say. I'm sure they've had it since like the fucking 60s or 70s. I mean, they
probably
allegedly put
around
people
there.
on the
Yeah,
moon.
yeah.
You
Since the
know,
'60s, they've had this type of shit, but they really advanced it lately, and
I mean, yeah.
especially with
Look at
the
the
AI.
computers. Look at the
Yeah,
computers. How big they were when they came out. They were as big as your fucking house. One computer.
and look at
Now
what
this
we've
shit's in your
accomplished.
pocket.
So out of all of that we've accomplished so quickly,
Right.
we accomplished all that. Why can't another species do that on another planet? Probably even better. So
I,
I don't know. The possibilities are endless, man. What's out there? I don't know.
it could, but then you have to understand how rare life is. The fact that life even exists, they
Oh,
find it
absolutely.
nowhere. It's found nowhere.
That's why when you said why would they come here and look at us, and I was like, well, because life is rare, and we're like the only ones in probably half of the fucking Milky Way.
And if there's an intelligent life out there that was able to travel here and come here, why wouldn't they fuck? The first of all, I believe that they would be fucking far more superior. Where we wouldn't even be able to see them. First of all, they wouldn't even be seen. They'd be able to do some shit if they can do that. And then
Yeah.
second, why wouldn't they contact us and try to communicate and talk to us and tell us about some shit and let us know? Why wouldn't they do that?
Well, maybe
That
they
don't make
have.
any sense.
They just don't tell us.
Who
They,
doesn't tell you?
the governments.
All these governments in the whole fucking world that hate each other don't are sharing this big secret. I mean, come on. That's crazy talk, bro. You
Not
can't hide
every
a
nation, but
you can't hide no shit like that, bro. I'm sorry, man, but you couldn't cover up something like that. If it was some, one little place, one country that do whatever, that'd be different. There's no fucking way.
but they cover
Think
it up.
about it.
They cover it up. I mean, there's sightings all over the world. But okay, so they're covering up secret tech like that though, because there's something there. Something's fucking doing it. All right, whether
What's
it's
that?
aliens or the government with these spacecrafts, something's up there. So they're keeping secrets somehow about whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, all the governments and all the people and the whistleblowers and everybody's able to keep their mouth shut and just not talk about this one thing
Well,
or
the
say anything. Or,
whistleblowers aren't fucking being believed, or they're telling the Congress, "Oh, well, I can't tell you right here, madam. I have to tell you after the proceedings." Like I
yeah.
don't know, man. There's
And
a
then
lot of
all
that
those
shit
people
going
are
on.
able to keep their mouth shut too. Listen, it's in the human nature for people to fucking want to talk and spill it. There'd be no way they can keep that
Maybe
quiet.
they're killing people who try to talk. You seen what they're doing out there with fucking in the Middle East and shit? They kill motherfuckers. You got a nuclear scientist doing some shit they don't like. Oh, we're gonna kill that motherfucker, man. You
So you don't
know?
think the president of the United States would be aware, have that information?
No, especially not Trump. But no, they don't tell the presidents. They don't tell the Congress.
But
They
then
don't
who knows
fucking
about
just the deep state cocksuckers. The fucking
it?
the
They're talking
generals.
crazy now. The
No,
generals, they get
yeah.
hired by the presidents and putting those fucking
The
stuff and shit.
CIA is one motherfucker that knows, hands down, 100%. They know,
Yeah.
100%. They know what's going on, what it
and
is.
and what happens to all those people in the CIA that retire or move or get disgruntled or
They
fired?
ain't
They're all able
stupid.
to
What
just
do you
keep their
think
mouth
this is,
shut.
man? They don't want to be thrown out of a window or fucking, end up in a bad car accident. They know better.
Yeah,
They
that's a
take an
lot
oath.
of yeah,
Or
taking an
maybe they
oath.
feel special that you don't know and they know. There's assholes like that, like, hey, you don't know who I know. I'm the best, that type of shit. There's people out there like that. You seen them on here.
Yeah, there's just too many people, man, that would need to be involved in the cover up like that. I don't believe it.
But there are whistleblowers, though, but nobody believes them. They sound like crackpots. They got another guy that goes on Vlad. He looks like a fucking alien if you look at
Who's
him.
that?
I don't know. He's got like an alien face from like Men in Black. Let me see. Hold on.
I'm Vlad.
Yeah, he goes on Vlad a lot. And he talks
I
about
don't
this
really.
shit.
Yeah, I don't really watch Vlad like that. What is his name? If you tell me, has he been anywhere else?
Stephen Greer. Dr. Stephen
Oh
Greer.
yeah, I know who that is.
He
Yeah,
looks like a fucking space alien. He probably is an alien.
most likely there's something wrong with that guy.
They don't believe him. They don't believe Bob Lazar. They don't believe that other asshole with the beard. They don't believe what's his name too, Bill Graham Hancock. Uh,
Uh, I know Graham Hancock. A lot of his work and shit. I think he's uh. I think some of the stuff he might have a point about, but a lot of the stuff I think he's kind of half a crackpot personally. But some of the stuff he does, I do believe. Like the book he wrote, I read, "The Fingerprints of the Gods." That was a pretty good book and shit. Like his
yeah,
ancient Egypt studies and shit like that. Like that's pretty good stuff. I don't know if he's right or not, but I do believe that the people that claim that they built the pyramids didn't build them. They were there long before those motherfuckers. They just found them.
I think they recently just found like an underground level underneath the pyramids now with big grand pillars and shit and some
Well,
sort
yeah,
of
they're using that lidar, that ground penetrating radar and
yeah.
shit that found like the temples and shit in the Amazon and shit like that. Yeah,
They think that shit's way older than they thought.
Well, 100% it is. I mean, you could tell just by the erosion that's on the Sphinx.
Yeah.
That there hasn't been water in that area for fucking 15, 20,000 years. And they do another thing. They do another thing too with the astronomy and shit, where they do the alignment of the stars, because all of those pyramids and shit that are out there align up with the constellation of like Orion and shit. And when you turn, you can go on the internet right now and you can align up like the stars in a certain year, let's say, right? If you go to like 13,700 BC and you line up where the constellations and shit are, it lines up exactly where those pyramids and shit were fucking built. And that's where they think that's around the time period where they think that they were actually constructing and shit like that. There was I think it was the granddaughter of the pharaoh out there. I think it was what, Khufu or some shit like that. Is that the
Yeah.
name of the
King Khufu or some shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
Khufu or whatever the fuck it is. The
Khufu.
pharaoh. Yeah, yeah,
Queen Latifah.
he's the one that claimed that he, built the pyramids and shit, but they found a book that was been covered up for the last, X amount of thousands of years by the granddaughter that says, nah, they found the pyramids and just claimed that shit. It was there thousands of years before they ever fucking came upon it. They just carved all those hieroglyphs and shit and all the walls and everything and kind of put claim to it. But they were there for a long fucking time, they said. They said they were old ruins when they discovered them back then. Look at that. Did you see that shit they found, that Göbekli Tepe, the shit in Turkey? You seen that shit?
Fuck, I was on mute again. That was, yeah, I've seen that. That's over 10,000 years old or more.
Yeah, they think it's around like 12, 13,000 years old in Göbekli Tepe. That whole place was covered
Yeah.
up, and it looks like they believe now, there's a theory that was after Noah's Ark. You know how it said that he came off the ark and he started sacrificing some of the animals, the clean animals or whatever?
Yeah.
Like a
On the
year ago.
inscriptions, yeah, on the inscriptions on a lot of these slabs and shit at Göbekli Tepe are all sacrificial fucking slabs with animal carvings in them and everything. It's pretty fucking crazy, man. And all of a sudden, because that whole area in Turkey is really like Islamic. That whole region. Who's that? Oh, Frankie, what up, man?
Hey, what's up,
Um,
man?
what's up, brother? That whole area is Islamic. Like I think they were
Yeah.
like 98% or whatever. The last thing that they want to do is uncover some spot that might be linked to the fucking Bible and shit being true.
Yeah, they got
So
Mount
they
Ararat
stopped.
over there.
Yeah, Mount Ararat's there where they believe the ark was fucking at, and then they got that whole Göbekli Tepe, which they think might have been the altars and shit where these animals were sacrificed after Noah's Ark. They don't want that to be uncovered. What are they gonna tell their people fucking then? So
Right.
they stopped doing the whatchamacallit, when they go in there and they fucking, dig everything out, the archaeologists and shit like that. They stopped researching it and doing the digs around. They pretty much shut it down for the last, I think it's been 5 years. They haven't even checked out another piece of it. I think
Cocksucker.
just recently there's a lot of people talking about it, so they're looking more into it. But why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't you want to research a site like that could go back and talk about human history and shit? Why wouldn't they do that?
Isn't that weird though? Yeah, no, you got a good point.
Because
Yeah,
of
you're
Allah.
well, yeah, you're talking about one of the. It could be something that predates the pyramids allegedly by fucking 5,000, 6,000 years, and you don't want to dig it up and
Yes,
research it and see what it says.
definitely. No, for
Why wouldn't you
sure.
want to do that? That don't make
No.
no fucking sense.
Because of Allah.
Yeah, Allahu Akbar. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Frankie
did you
doesn't.
see
Huh?
you see Gene you see Gene's show today with that chick he had on there?
Oh, you had a porn
If
star
you
on there, right?
have it?
A porn
No,
star.
I didn't see it. I seen.
I
I
thought
see
they
the. My
I
bad.
thought that
I
was just
seen
her
the
friend.
thumbnail. No,
Oh,
I seen the thumbnail.
Oh,
somebody came in the chat earlier during Sunday service and said that Gene had a porn star on his show.
Good for him.
I don't
oh,
know.
I didn't know that. I thought that was
That's
just
what
some
they
chick that
said.
he knew.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't
Well,
watch it.
yeah. Listen, he's a good-looking 30-year-old, something guy like yourself. Common. Yeah, he probably. Yeah, they get good-looking girls if they want. You too.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, maybe she was. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I listened to a few. She was definitely talking a little bit dirty, but she was also talking about hanging out with her father and her parents and shit. She don't really go out like that, so I don't know. She didn't seem like she was like that to me. But
Let me
Oh,
let,
okay.
let me see. I'll tell you in 2.2 seconds.
oh, don't get
Let's,
me wrong. She looked like she could be, but I don't think that she is.
yeah,
I
look
think
at
When
the
she
I
has
was
some
thumbnail.
pretty.
when I was dating Maureen, she had that kind of look on her too.
Frank,
Oh God.
you
but
fucking
but
guy.
you know, then she dumped me.
Yeah, you blame her?
Yeah, I was fat, I was shape and shit.
The mother. Where is she at tonight, man? She ain't right. Frankie. What are you doing? You working with the lesbians over there tonight or what?
Listen, I no, I had the day off. Actually, what she goes, you worked hard. Have the day off. Like I could. All right, okay. I said okay, fine.
Oh
And
yeah, so you relaxing today?
no, I went over there and just fucking drank and hung out. You know what happened today, which is weird. I'm
What?
not. This is really weird.
Uh,
So, I lived in a six-story apartment. My mom had this family that lived right next to me and shit like that. And,
right.
and the family that lived next to me was like my they were Polish and Irish, okay?
Uh,
And they were I didn't think they were close to my age at the time. I was like 11. The one kid was like 7 and his sister was like 6.
right.
And we grew up they ended up buying their own house. Good family, really good family. And so when I
Good.
flipped, the one kid was like the girl. She was like, he was always good and this and that. So I had these kids that always used to come out of my house. They were always jealous of, you know, I guess the way I grew up. Oh,
Mm,
he's a piece of shit and this and that. And she's like, no, he was always nice to you guys and this and that. And then she ended up marrying herself. She's like 49 now. And
uh,
and she reached out for me. She's like,
oh yeah?
yeah, she reached out for me. She's like, your friend, well, my friends that still, they like the chickies of the world. They're really, they're nothing, so never got arrested. So all they do is
Yeah.
talk shit about the people who used to slap them around.
Right, right. They can
So
do that
she ended
now.
up
They feel like
marrying
it.
them and having kids with them. So she's
Right,
like,
right.
I said, he says that to you? I go, yeah. And I said, all right,
Well,
maybe I should come up there where you're at and beat his ass,
yeah.
you
Maybe he
know?
needs a good crack. He needs a little crack or something.
Yeah, exactly. You want to, yeah, 100%, right? She
Yeah.
was she's like my little sister, you know. And she's
Now,
like, yeah,
how she saw you on here or on the internet or what? Like, how she reach out to you?
no, that's funny. No, she didn't. No,
Oh,
I reached out to her maybe like I don't know, 15 years ago. You're right. Her mama
yeah,
died,
yeah.
her dad died, who was like family to my mom and dad.
Uh,
The Irish family, and they were really good people. So
yeah,
she just
yeah.
reached out and said, "Oh, so yeah." I said, "Okay." And when you're out of the loop, they talk shit about you, like because they were just the ones that used to fucking kick in the ass all the time.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So she was just telling me, I said he hit you. She goes a lot of times. I go, okay, I'll come up there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So that
Jesus.
was like fucking. That was a rude awakening.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
what
what, he's
happened.
smacking the girl around? He's smacking his girl around, he's saying?
No, no, his wife. They have 2 kids together.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's smacking the wife up.
Yeah.
Wow. The fuck? I
And,
don't like
and
that shit. I ain't
he
got no
and
respect for that
he
shit.
and he is around a fucking kid I used to fucking grow up with and talk
Yeah.
shit about it. And then she's like, well, and he's like, well, this and that. And that motherfucker, if I catch him, I will fuck him up. I'm gonna bring him up on my show tomorrow.
Yeah?
He, yeah, he lives in Naples in Florida. He, never cracked an egg, but did money on the fucking on a Puerto Rican kid, but grew up with Italians.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring him up. I'm gonna bring him up.
And he's beating his wife?
Not him. The guy he
Oh, oh.
works around him does. But the kid that's doing
Oh,
really
okay.
well in life,
Yeah.
he used to he was dirt poor when I used to take him to my house and all that. Then when I
Yeah.
flipped, he just became a big man because he was jealous of me.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
bring
got
him.
I don't got no respect for a dude that beats his fucking girl up. That ain't right.
No, no, no. No.
That's some
The guy I
coward shit.
grew up with, his boy does that.
Yeah, I don't like that. They need a beating. That's some bitch shit.
Yeah, so he's all about sucking this kid dick, the kid I grew up with.
Yeah.
He goes, what are you gonna call your ex fucking brother? I'm like, yeah, if I catch you.
Jesus.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
a mess.
So she called me up today. And it was, I love her mom, I love her dad, and
They all
yeah,
passed away now, you said? They passed away recently
yeah,
or a
they're
couple years
passed
ago?
away. Yeah, good people.
Yeah.
You, you know how I talk like Archie Bunker? She does too. That's why I was laughing about it because if you her, her grandma grew up with Jackie Gleason.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in Bushwick, yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I was talking about that with her today. She's like, how do you remember that? Because your mom used to tell me. She goes, oh, wow, that's great. And she
Oh,
talks
that's
just
good.
like me. Yeah. She's like
What is that?
6
Like an
years
older,
younger.
is that like an older dialect? Like that
Yeah,
language and
yeah.
shit?
So I'll explain it to you. So it's a Brooklyn Bushwick border thing.
Uh-huh.
So it's it's an Irish dialect, yeah, but at the same time, like at summertime, I grew up with a lot of Irish German kids, and then I ended up hanging out with the Italian kids when I was around 13 and 14.
Right.
So when I moved to Ridgewood, Mashpit, that's what they were talking about. That was the old dialect that you brought it. So I played sports with these people. You get it?
Uh-huh.
And that's how I got that accent. But if you hear her too, she's got fucking the same accent. I was laughing because you guys make fun of me all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Uh,
it definitely doesn't sound like, Queens or old Brooklyn or that, we're familiar with. You know what I mean? It's definitely,
well,
but
yeah.
the
Well,
people, you ever heard people in like Southern Maine? You ever hear their accents?
no, I've been up there for a second, but not enough to pick up on anything. No.
You guys got, if you want to hear one of the weirdest accents you'll ever hear in your fucking life, it's people that live in like Southern Maine. They have like the old like colonial like English with like hillbilly mixed in. It's
Yeah.
fucking bizarre. If you pull it up, you could probably pull it up on YouTube. You got to just listen
Yeah.
to this shit and you'll be like, where the fuck are these people from? Like it's bizarre, but it's only that one little area. You know what I mean?
And the same thing with Bushwick. So like Massmith Bushwick, like
Hmm.
Joe Messino has the same exact accent I got.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It sounds like and so did my coaches, like Mike Ackmanchuk and everything like that. They talk
dude.
the same way I do.
I got a question. Do they have any of the audio from the tapes and shit in public that you can hear from him and Bashan when he was locked up talking or anything or no?
I
You ever hear
knew,
anything like that?
yeah, it's distorted because for whatever reason they have that. But I I didn't.
Oh, they do?
It wasn't so much yeah, they do. It wasn't so much the
Really?
accent. Yeah. It wasn't so
I
much
want to
the
hear that.
accent I picked up on it. I picked up on the um the affirmative. You know what I mean? You're like, hey, I told you this already. That
Yeah, what was said, right, right.
yeah. The affirmative is definitely him, not the accent. Because it's like it's distorted fucking tape.
Yeah. I'd
And that
be
makes
interested
sense.
just to hear the combo though.
Yeah. No, he kind of like talks like everybody I grew up in, like my coaches and shit. That's how he talks. I told you, he talks like Jackie Gleason. And I talked to the girl today, and she's like, your grandma grew up. And she goes, how do you remember that? I go, remember your mom told me about it. Uh,
Oh
and
yeah.
and yeah, they grew up in Bushwick.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well,
Yeah.
because the feds they don't have recording or video and shit like the state, so I'm sure it's hard to get any of them guys talking unless they got caught in the wire. Well, how would you hear it though, unless you were in a party to the case that you needed for the defense or something? But it'd be hard to get that shit. I'm assuming. Like if
Yeah, I
that made
don't
to the
know.
public, like how would you get that? Because I feel like I feel like if you were able to get tapes like that, like you could make a whole fucking channel and shit and just play those and people would tune in because they never
Yeah.
heard no shit like that before. You know what I mean?
Hmm. No,
You
I
don't
get
think
it.
so?
No, yeah, I do. No, you're right. You're right.
Like that mob facts channel, the guy that pulls all the old like news coverage and shit from like the
Yeah,
70s, the pizza
he's
connection
great.
shit, all that
To
stuff.
me, he's the best guy on mob content out there.
I think so because he comes out with shit that you have never seen or heard before.
Right. He's fucking fabulous. I always say that.
Yeah, that'd be something to try to get to like do on your show or something. You know, try to get some of them old like recordings or convos or something people never heard before. I feel like people would tune in for that shit. You go viral with that. There's no way to
Yeah.
get that.
I I don't. He probably does. But if you bring up like a conversation with somebody I know, I could tell you who that is because if I listen to him,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like Bobby
Right.
Glass. Bobby Glass was like when he speaks, he does a lot of uh-huhs.
Uh,
Like you're like mm-hmm. And I know it's him when he's talking.
yeah, just by the cadence and his affirmatives and
Yeah,
shit, the way
yeah,
he's
yeah.
saying stuff. Yeah.
Like when I heard that thing, the whole thing with Bastiano and fucking Messino, it was
Yeah.
definitely distorted, but the approach was definitely him.
Yeah, but it was clear, like in that the context was clear, basically, you're saying. But you couldn't really hear his voice that good clear, you're saying.
Right. Yeah, yeah. If you had to tell me that was him, I'd be like, unless he was talking the way he did, like, okay, I'm gonna tell you again. All right. Yeah. Last time I gave you a pass. He says that.
Oh yeah?
And the way he stopped, yeah, he says that on the
Oh,
second. I gave you a pass the second time. He goes, okay, I gave you a pass. And it's distorted, but the way he stops and does that, I knew it was him.
right.
That's what he did. He talked to you like he made you feel every time he talked to you,
Mm.
whatever he was asking about, how's your wife? How's your girlfriend? You had to tell him the truth. You get it?
Yeah.
Because he made you feel, even though he was friendly and everything and outgoing, you weren't allowed to lie to him.
Yeah, see they put him in a fucked up spot, I feel like, Basciano with that shit. They kinda got him fucking dirty.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because he played
It's
him
almost
the
like
first
entrapment.
time.
It's like almost
Oh,
entrapment.
yeah, I agree 100%. But the first time he asked him, he played it off like it was an important. So the second time he asked him, he's like, it's, so being Joe Mancino, fucking Marciano has to feel like, wow, all right, I better come clean with this guy because if he don't, he's gonna come after my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the thing I don't understand is how didn't fucking Basciano know that was a setup though? Like Messina had just blown trial. Why would they even put him in there? Because usually they're not letting people in the same
Oh
family
no,
be able to talk. How weren't his flags going off? The thing is alarm bells
no,
dinging. Like what's going
no,
on right now?
no, absolutely not. That was Joe Messina. You get it? He was a god out there. No, no, no.
No,
You
no,
would
no. I mean the fact that they were in the same prison, the same thing, able to talk to each other like that. He shouldn't have been thinking to himself like how is this? How are we even being allowed to speak to each other right now?
if he
I
had
would
that
have
thought
been.
for a sec,
I would have been fucking suspect.
if he had that thought for a second, the first time, and he didn't come clean with him, the second time he probably was thinking about, well, you know, I better come clean with him because he's my boss. Yeah, it was entrapment. Yeah, of course, but yeah, bro, no, no.
Because I'm saying when they had that conversation, Messina had already blown trial.
Yeah, and was the first time he asked him, he was nonchalant about it, and Bassiano didn't answer it. The second time he did, they put him
Yeah,
in that
that's
same situation the second time around.
yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't know how he didn't think something was fucking funny. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Because it's Joe Messino, dude.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no, 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 no. Listen. Yeah, look, that's what that was about. Yeah, I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, you should have known." No, no. You know who does that all the time? Sicali. Yeah, and I like Dom. He's all right, but he does that all the time. I would have never told him anything. I'm like, yeah, you would have because he was your boss.
I don't necessarily mean the conversation. I just mean the fact that they were in the same place, like unsentenced and sentenced guy sitting there.
Right,
Was he on like an?
yeah, yeah.
That's the part
No,
that I don't understand. Like,
would you have told him though?
What's that?
Would you have told him if he asked you?
I mean, shit. Like you said, I don't think he would have had the choice not to fucking tell him, right?
All right, 100%.
But at the same time, though, if somebody brings up a
Yeah,
fucking murder and shit, you're supposed to look at the motherfucker like he's crazy. Like, what are we talking about right now?
exactly, yes, it's him. You know.
Yeah, that's why I feel like the whole thing is almost just like Captain Obvious,
Listen,
no?
we were at a co-defendant meeting, and I'll get this is a good point with you. I'm reasoning with you. So
Yeah,
Dermot White is looking through everybody's like folders and shit like that. He falls on my shit, my 302s, not 302 because I didn't have no 302s at the time, but fucking information shit. My investigation, 104th investigation things.
yeah,
And he goes like this. So you told them that you just came in there when there was a dead body in there, and they're like, "How do you think that's gonna work?" And he wasn't even my lawyer, so I look at him and I'm like, "I just came in there." He goes, "Yeah, but don't you think?" I said, "I just came in there," but the guy and I got like angry with him, and it was a decapitation that happened,
right.
and and he goes, "Yeah, but the guy was decapitated." And he wasn't even my lawyer. He was fucking questioning me how I'm going to take this to trial. And Joe looks at him, right? He goes, "Well, the guy must have lost his head. Like, stop asking him questions. He's not going to answer you." You know, and that was he's telling me not to talk about my case, but yet he's telling somebody else to talk about theirs. Get it? So
Yeah, and,
yeah,
and this is after he had just blown trial too.
yeah. Well, he won't try at the time.
So that's what I'm saying. At that point, so you got to figure Messina been off the street, right? He appoints Basciano as the acting street boss for him until he blows trial. He's done. Obviously, he'll be the
Yeah,
official boss while he's in there if he holds on to power. But Basciano's on the street, right? At that point, any murders, anything that's being done, he's not having communication for. Why would Basciano even have to like really answer them and talk about that? Why are you asking about that? You're doing 100 fucking years. You're done, bro. What are you worried about? What happened after the fact? What do you need to know about that for?
yeah.
I understand he's still the boss, but his alarm bells weren't going off. Like this, the second time he's asked me, like, what's on his mind? Why is he even asking me about this shit? Like,
I think it did. I think it did. I think I no, that I don't think he thought that Joe would ever flip, but I think it did. The first time he just didn't answer him, and then they made it happen again. The second time, the same scenario where they were in the same
do
place,
you
and
do you know how
yeah,
much time? You know how much time passed between them two conversations? Do you know? Do you remember or no?
I don't. That's a good question. That's a very good question. Probably like a week or two.
Yeah, see
The first
that
step.
had to be fucking strange, man.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah,
fucking. I don't know, man. I'm a paranoid motherfucker. If somebody came up to me and was talking to me like that, boss or not, did I be looking at the guy like, what are you talking? You know what I mean? Like, huh? What
yeah.
are
The
you?
first
And
conversation. The first
it wasn't
conversation. You got
sanctioned.
nothing out of it.
They did
Right.
it off the record too, though. So why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I told you, a lawyer kept on busting my balls about my case, and he told him in a roundabout way, "Stop." He lost his head. He was making fun of it,
Yeah,
and yeah, no, it's taboo, definitely taboo.
yeah.
But
I
where
find
he
that to be
gives,
odd.
where he gives in is the second time, and if you listen to the conversation on the second time, he tells him, "Look, I gave you a pass the last time I talked to you. I'm going to ask you again."
Mm.
He
But what?
says that.
But Basciano, they didn't. That was an off the record murder that they did basically freelance them two guys with this other guy. He said, "Oh, the guy's a jerk off." Dom took care of it, whatever. So now he's
Right,
putting him in a bad spot too because he's telling him that you know.
right. With that excuse, though, with that excuse of him saying that, with that excuse, opened up the dialogue and of him talking about. But let me tell you something. Joe Pacino asked you about something.
Yeah,
You answered him. That was it.
yeah.
That was it. That was the only guy that could have got away with that. Like a
Yeah, that's
captain
crazy.
or captain or the fucking underboss even ask you about hey, whatever happened to that one guy over there, this and that and third.
I don't
You
know.
like what
Fuck
are you
off.
talking? Yeah, yeah, exactly.
What are you worried about it for?
Yeah. You're like, oh, no, that's a very offensive. You know what goes
Because you
through
got to
your
think
mind?
about it too, Frankie. Right? Like you got right. They did the murder off the record. Obviously, they didn't get Messino's permission to do it. The guy was fucking in the can facing a million years. Anyways, he's on trial. So why at that point even tell him and not just say, I don't know what the fuck happened to the guy. Somebody whacked. I don't fucking know. The guy was a jerk off, as far as I'm
That's
concerned.
what
Who
you're
cares?
supposed to. That's what you're supposed to say. Not what
That's what he
Messino
should have
did.
said.
I mean, you're a made guy, and you come up to me, you talk to me about that. I start wondering about you. You know, like what the fuck would you ask me about something that fucking I had nothing to do with him anyway? Right. Second of all, like I
Yeah,
don't know, I know what you're talking about. That yeah, those are touchy. Those are touchy fucking areas. You know.
yeah. I feel like I feel like that's fucking.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
when
like
your
in a
boss
way he
asks
basically
you, when your
he
boss asks
railroaded
you,
him.
oh
Cali,
yeah,
I mean, they railroaded to Cali. You know what I'm saying?
bro.
They put him in a fucking in a bad spot with that converse, you know, because otherwise they wouldn't have
Because
nothing to worry
that's how
about.
the mob sucks, stuff, Common. Your
Huh?
boss, that's why the mob is not what it was. Your boss is asking you about a murder, and he
That's
fucks
what I'm
you in the
saying.
ass. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, because back in the day when the boys asked you about something, that was the only guy that was supposed to ask you, and you got excited about it because you know you were able, and that's what you did. You know what I mean? And he was like, "You're fucking like
He's got
you're
to
his
go.
guy."
He's got to go down as the biggest jerk off of all time. No,
Which one?
Messina.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
He's got to go down as the worst of the worst. I'd have to say. All
Man,
the
you know,
people he fucking killed and shit too. For that, you
he,
know.
he was yeah, of course, he was like a legend to me when I was growing up, though.
Well,
You
I
know,
mean, yeah, he was considered to be the last Don after the fall of Gotti and all them. He was the last guy from that era that was out on the streets, still running the family. Brought him back from the dead, basically. You know, they weren't on the commission no
yeah,
more. He brought
yeah.
him back to life. Fucking, he rejuvenated that family for fucking
You know what?
15,
I
20
don't
years.
hate him as much as I hate the guys who used to kiss his ass. All right, I don't
Well,
hate them like they used to kiss his ass so much. I used to
well,
be
what
like,
about the fact they never had to cooperate in the family up until then either, right?
because no, they weren't even fucking being sorted out. Everybody else was. It wasn't because they were doing shit right. It was like the Columbus were having a war, the Genoveses were on top. The Gotti was doing what he was doing, and the Lucchese's like, but they were like, it wasn't like because you know they were doing what they were doing.
Well, it's because of the Donnie Brasco case. Realistically, that saved them.
Yeah, that did save him. That did save him. But they had rats back then. Tony Miro was a rat.
Was he?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. That's why. Yes,
That
yeah,
came out. That came out really.
yeah. When he got killed, Tony Miro. The other
Really, I
motherfucker.
never heard of that
I
before.
never
Really,
heard that shit.
I never heard of that either. Yeah, when did that come out though?
Look it up. Look it up. Tony Miro is a rat.
Well,
Um,
his cousin killed her, Canarella and shit, right?
right. There was Canarella and Joe D'Amico and Al Walker. Al Walker was actually Al.
Yeah, that
Obviously,
wasn't his last name. Yeah,
yeah. He put it together, and they killed him because they figured he brought Donnie Brasco in there.
yeah, but he was considered a rat, but he wasn't actually cooperating or not.
No. Undercover.
He brought him around. That's basically why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but he was
he
a
was considered no
motherfucker.
good though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was like Scarpa, you know.
you think so though?
Yeah, we worked with the fucking feds, a pathological killer. They made him get away with a lot of shit.
I didn't know. I never heard this version before, man. Really,
Look it
I got to
up,
look
yeah,
into that.
yeah. Yeah. And you know who's another rat in the Bonanno family? They had a couple.
Who's that?
Bill Bonanno.
Oh, the son. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I did hear
So
that before. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
surprised by it. I'm not surprised by that one. But the
Right.
mirror one, I'm surprised. I just thought they considered him to do a rat move by bringing the guy around and shit because
No,
that's what
no,
they
no,
did to
no.
Jilly. Jilly got killed over that too.
Right, because Jilly, the Colombo guy.
Yeah. Because that's where
Yeah.
Brasco first started
And
coming around was at Jilly's place with him.
and he wasn't a rat. It's just that he wasn't a rat. He liked this guy, and that's what got him killed. But Tony Mira was actually a rat.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mm.
I know he
Not
wasn't
Jim.
liked. They said he was a pathological fucking
Oh,
a
yeah.
sociopath, like a killer, like a lunatic, basically, a sociopath, basically, psychopath,
Yeah,
like
no,
a
he
stone
was.
cold killer.
Yeah, but he was definitely working with them for a while, like Greg Scarper.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I never heard that before. Where can I look up that on Google? It has shit on there on Google. You can find that.
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I learned something new today. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So he was double dipping, huh?
Double dipping. A lot of
Really?
you know, everyone probably did that back then, but they didn't have like the fucking. Every family had double dippers.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But like
Yeah.
Family had a lot of
high ranking
buffers.
windows,
Huh?
like high ranking double dippers though, or more of the fucking
Well, I don't know.
associate
But
types and shit. You know?
associates for sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I got a hard time believing that there was a lot of any high ranking. I mean, Scarp was probably one of the outliers and shit. You know what I mean?
It depends what was going on in the U.S. at the time. Like I'll explain to you. After like World War II, they had a
Oh
lot of double dippers because instead of
Luciano was a double dipper.
yeah, exactly. You know,
That was
and
probably one
then
of the craziest ones. And Genovese too.
Genovese too. You
Yeah,
know,
Genovese was a big one. Yeah, he
yeah,
pulled some real conniving shit. Actually, Genovese. Yeah, he was a sick fuck. That guy.
yeah. So it's not that unheard of. You know.
No, yeah, you're right. Now that I'm thinking about it, because yeah, Genovese and Luciano definitely during World War II and
He
shit, they
was
were
both
fucking playing both sides and
CIA,
shit.
anti-communist, and I don't.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So the man, everyone's talking about. Well, mob had something to do with JFK's. Yeah. Okay, they did, but at the same time, it was the CIA that killed your president. Just get that shit straight.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
You know.
They're the only ones that could have pulled it off.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I don't
yeah,
even
that's
think I don't even think people really know a lot about the whole Genovese situation and shit that guy was fucking really up to and what he was doing because the fact that it was
man.
like a known thing too, you know?
Yeah, they had a lot of CIA ties. Like the guy from my town who's the president now, the fucking Mozzarella.
Uh
He his dad was ex-mob. He was one of the first politicians to be a gangster made.
oh yeah?
Yeah. Well, he's the president of Italy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but he turned Bobby Kennedy on everybody. Look at him. He's got Slamadiz. His mother's a Bucciolato. James's family is related to.
Oh yeah? The guy
Yeah,
that goes on your shoulder?
yeah. That's so the president.
You guys
Mom,
related?
I'm not. He's related to the president though, by the Bucciolato side.
Oh, but you don't have any like distant relatives that are related from that town and shit.
No,
Like a
we
lot of
grew
them
up.
are related,
My
no?
family grew up together. We're the faction of the Bonanos that were like anti anti Joe Bonato, and eventually,
Oh,
yeah. But if
oh,
if
okay.
you look at James Bucciolato, the president of Italy,
Uh-huh.
the president of Italy's mother is related to James.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. And the
Oh.
Mozzarellas, they they're from my town. They were big mob family.
So the president of Italy right now is Sicilian though.
Yes, he's Sicilian, and And but when they killed his brother in 1980,
That's
he
pretty rare,
became
right?
what's that?
The
That's a
Sicilian
pretty,
running the
of
government.
course, of
Yeah,
course, of course.
that's what the first. That's got to be one of the first times in history, no?
Might be, it might be. His dad was very influential, though. His dad was like fucking Joe
But there's
Kennedy.
always been beef between the fucking mainland and Sicily, so I'm surprised that they. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
no more. Not no more. There used to be, of course, there used to be. Yes,
Yeah, that's what I'm.
but if
That's pretty
you,
surprising. Times changing, I guess, right?
of course. So if you look at Sergio Mattarella, that
Huh?
that he's from Castellamare de Golfo,
Yeah.
is the president,
Huh?
and then you look at his dad.
Hey, thanks,
So
Bella.
his mom is a Buccellato, James's family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And he's close. Does he go over there still?
So James do?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He has like the professor, which I know, Professor. He has a cousin like the professor. His dad got killed in the Second War. Todorina killed his dad. That's his uncle.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. We're not many. We're not many, my time. Probably like 12,000, 13,000.
Yeah, it's not a. Yeah, it's not a big place. Yeah.
Yeah. So we know all each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I thought
interesting.
the
Yeah.
person maybe was a chick, maybe. Yeah, she is, but the person underneath him is Sergio Mattarella. And she's a neo-Nazi. You ever seen them? Do you see the fascist bitch they have right now for a president?
I heard about her though.
Yeah, she doesn't want no fucking like nobody to come into her country, nothing like that. And she's hot.
Yeah, it was a prime minister
She's the prime minister, yeah, and
there.
Sergio Mattarella is the retired surgeon, so he overlooks everything like that, so she doesn't go crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. But she's a
But
real sick fuck, huh?
no, well, she grew up. Her father is fascist, so and people get it mixed up. Fascism and neo-Nazism is two different things, but it's nationalism, kind of like Trump right now, believe it or not. Um,
Well, yeah, that's a national. Yeah, that's like a nationalist movement. Yeah. You know what?
yeah, so she's all about like keeping Italy Italian and not having other people come in there. And she's good looking, and she talks about that. And like,
It's a little late for
she,
that.
yeah, keep Italy. Yeah, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Well,
So that's what she does. But well, you watch her. She's like, keep Italian. I am a mother. I am this and that. I'm Italian, and we're gonna keep Italy Italian and whatever.
yeah.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. We live and we die, right? We're on the fucking ground we stand on until we're not here no more.
Have you seen Italy lately?
Huh.
Have you seen Rome lately? What they've
What
done?
no, yeah. Before it always been like that. Cause
Damn.
What do you
it's always
mean, smoke?
I've seen on Instagram the videos. They go to markets in Rome, all
Mhm.
Arab, all everything taken over. That
Oh,
one there's not an Italian around nowhere. Graffiti, garbage in the street.
well,
it's
that's what I
always
was
been
trying to.
like that. Like New York City.
That's what I was trying to tell you. It's a little bit late for that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like for them
yeah,
Jason.
yeah, 100%. It's always been like that.
I don't know. I thought Italy was for Italians. I don't know. I mean, of course, the whole world could come visit, of course, but take over whole cities, whole neighborhoods. I mean, fuck.
They're a little bit more outspoken than we are here. Like they don't give a fuck. If they have to go to that point where they start kicking people out, they don't care what the world thinks. Like here, it's like, oh, you can't do that. You know what I mean?
I don't do it.
I think
They're
Europe's
good,
been
yeah.
invaded. Europe's been invaded too.
All of them, man. Look at they got a
UK,
real. If you think it's bad here, you should see the problem they got in like England and shit in the UK with
yeah,
fucking immigration shit like that.
They're,
It's way
they
they're a
take
worse than
bunch
over
it
of
is
everything.
here.
pussies. They're a bunch of pussies, dog. They're like that. Yeah, they're a bunch of pussies. They let that shit happen.
They took over
France too.
Germany.
France too is like
Paris
that.
is
Yeah, France is
lost,
real
man.
bad. Yeah, Paris is
Yeah,
fucked.
yeah. France is other bunch of pussies too. Italy, up to a certain point. Don't start fucking throwing them out of the water.
Yeah, that's
I've
more
seen them.
in the north and shit though.
Yeah, and then in northern, yeah, like
Northern is different. Yeah.
Ireland's fed up with it. Scotland's fed up with it. They start to fucking like kick them out like somebody's business.
Yeah, my aunt was up there for a while. She was in Rome and shit. They moved back down to southern Italy and shit because they fucking hated it.
Yeah, no, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure. You know, they'll take it
yeah,
up
it's
to a
bad.
certain. Italians, like the government stuff like that. They get pretty shitty real quick.
Well, there's still a lot of corruption and shit going on out there too, though.
Yeah, right. They're not gonna take it from these motherfuckers.
No, definitely not.
Nah.
That's probably one of the places that's still, is heavily involved with a lot of fucking corruption and shit and that goes on behind that. They try to make it look good, but it still goes on.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course.
Especially in the southern part.
Yeah, the southern part. I'm telling you, they don't take that shit, bro.
No. The Gamora and shit, and those guys are real fucking savage too. And the John Getta and shit, they're fucking.
Yeah. Okay. So the more you'll see people from other places. You'll see them there. But like in fucking like if you go to
I
Sicily,
didn't realize what a big Australia got a huge Italian population and shit. I didn't realize how big it was over there.
them Argentina because after World War II, a lot of them
Oh,
went down.
Argentina too, yeah. The Germans did too.
They got a lot of Yugoslavians there too.
In Argentina?
No, well, they got Croatians in Argentina, but in Australia they got a lot of Yugoslavians.
Why is that?
Well, the Croatians were pro-Nazis,
Hmm.
so like a lot of Italians from the north ended up in Argentina because Perón was fascist at the time.
Hey!
What the fuck is
Hey, Buick, where's Kenny at, man? We got to talk.
that?
Kenny's. I gave her a day off.
They're in the closet.
Oh,
How
Did
are
you-
you, Mr. Frankie? Mr.
hey, how are
Frankie.
you?
Good, my friend. Yeah, you're right. Argentina had a lot of mainly Catholic Croatians because Ante Pavelic, the fascist leader, when the Germans obviously all the Nazi satellite states, they all ran to Argentina.
What was that line called with the Croats?
What?
The Croats, when they all ended up in Argentina.
Oh, that was the Vatican line. It was called a rat line, a Vatican line, and it was mainly the leader, the Nazi or Ustasha in pronunciation, Ante Pavelic, and there were some other ones. They fled there because of the Vatican covered for them, so they fled there. But also a bunch of just average Joe and Sally Croatians went there because it's a Catholic country. They wanted to flee what was coming as communist Tito Yugoslavia that was coming in 45.
And Perón was there. Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Yeah, he welcomed them because he wanted technical expertise from all over Europe. Whoever wanted to flee, like elites and good, metal workers, technicians, and that's why Perón wanted them. And it did help out Argentina until about the 60s, 70s. 70s, the economy, hasn't recovered since.
Hey.
Yeah.
That Tony Buick knows what he's talking about.
Hey, Tony, what part of Australia are you from?
The gay
South
part.
Australia, my son.
Isn't everywhere south in Australia?
No. Well, Australia's put it this. Is my audio good, Common? How are you, Common?
Good,
I
I
can't
don't, man.
hear you.
Is my
What
audio
city?
good?
what city you near? Like, what city you near in Australia? Though?
Well, South Australia, the capital city is Adelaide.
You by Sydney?
No, I'm south. Put it this way, it's a bit like Sydney is where New York is, East Coast. Florida, Miami's Melbourne. I am where Texas is, and Western Australia is where Los Angeles is. Just to give you, I'm the equivalent of Texas. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
Yeah. And to give a perspective, Australia is like this. The west of Australia is where Britain is. Eastern Australia is where Ukraine is. Northern Australia is where Sweden is, and South Australia is where Italy is. Just to give you another perspective, it's like all of Europe.
There's a lot of space there, Buick.
Huh?
There's a lot of room. There's a lot of space in your country.
Yeah, but Frankie, most of it in the middle is useless. There's nothing there. It's just red sand. You can't even grow. It's not even good for farmland. No crops can grow. Nothing. Look at the map.
It's a desert. Everybody lives on the coast in Australia.
It's a red desert. So 60. Put it this way: at least 50% is useless, or 60%.
So you're by Melbourne? Where are you by Melbourne? You're by Melbourne?
No, I'm Adelaide. You can see it. I can see.
Oh, Adelaide. I know where that is.
Yeah, Adelaide. You can see me right there where we call it the little Italian boot. That I'm down there. Can you see
Kangaroo Island?
Yeah. No, Kangaroo Island is an island off where I come from. It's not Kangaroo Island. That's just a little island.
I come from
Kangaroo Island?
Yeah.
No,
that's a real thing.
Kangaroo Island is just a little island. It's not many people there. Go where Adelaide. It says Adelaide. That's a city. That's where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't. I had the chat up. I didn't see y'all had a picture up there. I see.
Yeah. You can see the map. You can see Adelaide right there. There's
at the bottom middle towards.
Yeah. I see.
Oh, Gunsmoke, it's your daddy here.
Here we go with daddy shit. All of a sudden, he's my fucking daddy.
I'm your daddy.
You're my fucking daddy. Send me some fucking Filipino money, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Get some of those Filipino dineros going.
Yeah, daddy forgot to pay rent.
Yeah.
Daddy got to pay up. Daddy got to pay
support,
alimony.
daddy?
Yeah, I need some child support. Alimony.
Let me get back home, son. Let me get back home, son, and I'll have a look at the little shoebox at the back.
I got a feeling Kenny's got all his money right now.
Yeah, Kenny's got a fit.
Kenny's got his wallet.
You got your communion money, Tony. You got your communion money. Your money's yellow.
Yeah, Kenny's been going away with a fair bit of money lately.
Yeah, Kenny's got his wallet.
Yeah, he's got my wallet.
His debit card and everything. That shit's
auto
pay, huh?
Exactly. I've been jabbing him nicely from behind, so he deserves a few seconds.
Oh my god,
kangaroo love.
Yeah,
I knew that. I knew you didn't buy that red thong. I knew something else was going on, man.
Fuck you,
that shit had a fucking rooster head on it.
You're the only guy suspicious about that.
Yeah, it was a little suspect. It had a rooster. There was a rooster head on the other side of it. I seen it. It was a red thong with a rooster nose on the front.
It had a little pouch.
A little pouch. Yeah, where the gobbler is, or the turkey gobbler. That's where the nuts go and shit.
It's tuck friendly.
It was a tuck friendly joint.
Oh, fuck me dead. Did I have to stumble on you on the pedal, Common? Oh, that
ain't right.
Jesus.
That ain't right.
But seriously, Mrs. Meloni is the Prime Minister of Italy, and just like Frankie said, look, all of Europe, especially Western Europe, they're full of third world immigrants, mainly Muslim
He's
immigrants.
A dirty people.
Hey, Buick. Gay Young said that you sent Kenny out to get a snip circumcised this weekend.
I can't see the chat. I'll take your word for it.
Hey, Tony, why do rabbis love circumcision?
I don't know.
So they could keep the tips.
Mate, yes. We won't elaborate because we'll be accused of anti-Semitism or something.
No.
Yeah. But, no, listen, most of all of Western Europe they're on the way to ruin. That's why Elon Musk, went over there and was literally saying that to their face. I didn't like it because London is called London Stand. Literally London Stand.
I love that wrestler, Mil Mashkara.
Huh?
Who?
Yes, Sadiq Khan is the mayor of London.
Yeah, Mil Mashkara. He was a 100 mask guy.
Don't they got some fucking communists running New York right now getting elected or something, right?
I heard about that.
Pretty soon.
Yeah, they got some real whack job that's about to be taken over, supposedly. Real communist fuck over there.
We're in deep shit.
Okay.
That ain't looking so good, huh?
Yeah.
No.
No, but the reason why Western Europe has got literally 5 to 6 million, mainly in the capital cities, not in the countryside yet. There's still more indigenous, like what we call real Frenchmen, real Englishmen, real Italians. The reason why is because of the economic system. And these countries in Europe that are old cultural European countries didn't wake up one day and said, listen, we want 5 million Muslims from Pakistan, from Algeria, like Italy, from Libya, whatever. They didn't wake up to just invite them over.
Libya, that's a gay joint.
Oh, they got conquered multiple times.
No, what it is it's the economic system that Western Europe chose. It's like they can't complain. I don't like it as well when I see it, but they can't complain because this is how it works. Picture capitalism as a big triangle, a pyramid, in other words. Up until the 60s, it was populated like the back-breaking work and all was done by the Sicilians up in Torino in the Fiat car plants. Like the famous movie Rocco and His Brothers. You ever heard that?
Yeah, of course. Rocco and His Five Brothers. Get it right.
Yeah, Rocco and His Brothers, or Five Brothers. Yes, with Alan Delon and the mother, the famous.
Wow, wow! I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah. Now, the mother was played.
You see with Anthony Quinn?
No, the mother was played by the Greek actress Katina Paxinos. She won an Oscar in 1948 with Gary Cooper for the famous Spanish Civil War movie called For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Whoa! Yeah. Whoa, Tony Buick.
Gunsmoke, sit on your daddy's knee and listen.
He's taking notes. He's taking notes right now.
Good. That's a good student. Yes. But to cut a long story short, it's a bit of deep thinking. The Europeans dug their own grave because of the economic system. You got to keep feeding the bottom of the pyramid because the Italians don't go collecting. The real Italians don't go to the farms picking the fruit no more. They don't pick, like Carmenes, we discussed this about 2 weeks ago. They don't want to pick the tomatoes in summertime. So the farmers are going bananas. So they need North Africans. They need people from Ghana or whatever because they're the only ones who do this seasonal work during summer. And then, of course, they overstay. And then you got Fiat. They need workers. The Italians, most of them left in the 60s, the last big group. They went to America. They went to Australia. They went to, wherever. So who's got to do that? The Algerians, the Libyans are now got to work in Fiat car plants. It's the economic system. And same with France and Britain and Germany. Germany's full of Muslims, Kurds, Turks. They've got like 5 million Turks there because they need it for the car industry. The Germans are the most, even though Nazism finished, but you scratch every German underneath, he still hates to see different cultures or Muslims in his country. Yeah. But they put up with it because that's the economic system they got. They need to feed the bottom. You got to grow the pie, the economic pie.
Jesus.
You got to feed the bottom, and because
Hey, do
that's
you like Tears for Queers?
Huh?
The group Tears for Queers.
Can you say it slowly because your audio, Frankie's very bad. I can hear Common clearly.
How about Queen Latifah?
Is that rappers? I hate rapping songs. I don't know.
Yeah, rapping songs.
I hate that type of
I hate
music.
rapping songs.
I like the old fashioned rock and roll, mate. Up until the 80s is where I loved it. I used to love Gene Vincent with the original rock and roll started there. You know, with Bebop she's my baby.
Yeah.
Dion,
yeah, I love the song. When I drive sorry, Common.
Oh, you're good.
When I drive in my class with the muscle car groups, usually summertime, October onwards, when we drive on the weekends, I've got my CD player and I've got all those classic songs in my muscle car Buick, and I always put Dion. I'm a wanderer. I blast that. Yeah.
I'm a type of guy.
I love the Wanderer.
The Wanderer.
I'm the type of guy who likes to roam around.
Yeah.
You ever heard of David Pate Lifestyles?
David Pate Lifestyles? No. Fill me in, son.
Cue it up.
Give it up.
What is it?
Wants to hear Lifestyles by my main man David Pate.
Oh, that shit.
Yeah, he wants to hear it.
How about Freddie Perdue?
We're gonna play it for you.
No, I'm monetizing the show right now. I'm playing.
Yeah, he's monetizing. Yeah,
Here we go. Yeah, that one. That's the joint right there.
I understood it clearly there, Frankie.
I'm sure you did.
Were you talking in Swahili or what?
Yeah, Swahili. Yeah, that's right. Hey, the best is when he goes into the pool with the beers.
Yeah.
And he smashes the fucking beers together. He's like, woo! And the guy in the background is like, what are you fucking retarded? And everybody turns around. They're like, hey, he is.
yeah, calm down. Oh, he is. Exactly.
Yeah.
That was the best. We'll play it for you the next unmonetized show. We're gonna have to play that one for Buick. You don't know about that, man.
No, I don't know about it. No.
Oh, no. Hey, Tony, we got a question from earlier. You don't know if you probably sleeping earlier. But did you?
I was in and out. Yeah.
Well, you remember the first day that you come over here on the Smoke Show? The first time you made an appearance. How long ago was that?
That must have been that was just before I went to Taiwan to visit my eldest daughter, because I did Smoke had a show and I was in Taiwan. Do you remember that, Smokey?
Well, like 2 months, you think?
And I think it's about 6-7 weeks ago. The first time I came on, I was here. And I think I was in this room, and then the week later I was in Taiwan, and I caught a live stream and I hopped on. Yeah.
Well, we got in about 40 days. Then we got a big anniversary show we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
What's that about?
The 3-month anniversary of Buick, celebrating Tony Buick.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a big show.
3 months of fun.
3 months of Buick, man.
3 months of a psychiatric ward.
Yeah.
That's right.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Well, that's the new thing. People are doing a guest appreciation anniversary shows now.
Because you are cool.
My Lord.
Tony, do you remember the first blowjob?
I see you know your
How'd it taste?
Well.
How'd it taste?
Tony, you remember the first blowjob?
Man, I can remember when I was 16, I had my first blowjob, son.
How'd it taste? How'd it taste, Tony?
Mate, no, well, she made it shine, son. She made it shine.
Oh.
It was shining, mate. I didn't know it was polished.
You known Kenny 40 years, huh?
Oh, you,
Fuck you, man. I take my props too serious, Tommy.
Tony,
Oh,
Tony,
Oh shit.
Tony, you
Tony-
remember, Tony, you
Tony's the
remember
best.
blowing bubbles as a kid?
huh? Say it again.
You remember blowing bubbles as a kid? Blowing bubbles.
No, I'm not going to fall into that trap, son. What do you think? Do you think I fell off the tree yesterday or something? What are you talking about?
Douche,
Buick-
All right.
Buick ain't falling for that one.
No,
Remember the first
not
one.
me.
You
Not
can't
me,
fool
son.
Buick twice. You can't fool Buick twice. That's for sure.
No, that's right.
Nah, Tony, good. What do you say? I ain't falling for that one.
Yeah.
No.
This ain't Mickey.
Frankie,
This ain't Mickey's show.
Where's your sexy woman? Was that
Fuck,
you
I
that
put it in
we saw, or someone else?
What, that's, something's going on the I got no money phone.
Hang on. I'm on
He's
a
got
live
two
stream,
phones.
my love.
Frankie, don't be worried. She's not his type.
Yeah, he likes the shibs.
Yeah. So,
Jimmy!
yeah, keep talking.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Tony, you ever been to the States or no?
No, I've never been to America. No.
Oh, you never
But,
you never planned that in on your bucket list?
yes, I will. I've got it already, but I don't know when. Yeah.
Oh, we got to
but
get
I do
together
know-
and do a live. We got to get Buick on live with a live and get together with Buick when he comes to America.
Do you know Dan Hansen?
Yeah. Hey,
You mean Chris
say it
Hansen?
again?
Yeah, Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen. Who the hell is that?
Frank, you ain't right, man. That ain't right, Frank.
My bad. I'll take it back.
That's the wrong.
Hey,
That's the wrong
Hey,
show.
listen, yeah, but yeah, so Europe has gone down the gurgler slowly. That's gone down the gurgler.
We got
Terrible.
We got to get like a couple of fucking lines on the red carpet when you fucking land over here. Like that Eddie Murphy
Come and
fucking
settle
movie
down,
Coming to
son.
America.
Settle down, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Tony was a celebrity for sure.
I always wonder when the honeymoon's gonna go bad. I call this a honeymoon where Gunsmoke accepts me. But what I've seen in this genre, man, people turn on each other like sooner or later. I hope Gunsmoke doesn't turn on me one day.
I'm the
let's
last
see
No,
person
no,
that's
you're
gonna
good.
turn on you. You sick
Yeah, you're
bastard.
good. You're good over here, Tony. You're good.
Yeah, you know, because
You are good here.
yeah, because
Tony,
what I've
Tony's good over
seen,
here.
there's some nasty shit, and I'm not going to say which down south where you are. There's some real, but lucky I'm not involved in that. Thank God, because I don't, I don't put my nose in other people's business. But geez, I'll tell you what, yeah. But anyway, everyone's different, I suppose. But yeah, one day I'd love to visit New York.
Well,
I've still got some distant relatives there.
Well,
Yeah.
instead of you having to go do a fucking Southeast Asian tour, go to country, you just go to New York City and you're fucking good. You can meet them all in like 3 blocks.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to the Philippines on one block, the Koreans,
Congo,
Thailand,
everything. We got the Ooga Boogas.
I know.
What is that?
I know
What are you showing?
I know
What are you showing there? What is that, Tony? What the fuck is that?
That is famous Jack Carlson. This is my coffee mug. This is the man who said, what am I arrested? What's the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? This is democracy manifest.
Hey, what do you?
People's ass.
Hey, what do you think about that chopper guy over there in Australia? That sick fuck over there that was missing his ears. He cut his ears off or something.
Yeah, he died years ago. He died, I think, about at least 10 years ago, maybe more, 15. Yeah, Chopper Reed. His name was Chopper Reed. He was a psychopath. He was what Prigozhin. Listen, Gunsmoke.
Yeah.
That was the type of Russians that were being let out of the jails to fill up Prigozhin's literally volunteer army. He had about 30,000 of them. Of these type of chopper reeds who, he had no ears. I think some of his enemies, but he killed a lot of people.
No,
but
that
also
motherfucker, he cut his own ears off in some jail protest or something.
I think no. He got someone. His enemies caught him one night and were slicing the soft part of the ears off. And he escaped somehow. They were planning to finish him off, but somehow he got out of it. But they did manage to cut the bloody. Yeah, they cut the earlobe, the soft part of the ears. Yeah, not the
I
cartilage.
thought he did that shit to himself, to some jail stunt or something.
Well, I'll look into
or some
it.
shit.
I'll look into it. Maybe you could be right. I'm not sure.
Well, he
must
did an interview on like Australian 60 Minutes or something in like a fucking jungle with a machine gun and shit. You ever seen that?
I didn't see that one, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he did a few crazy shit. He could have. I think he would have been one of his when he was in a mental hospital. He did that to himself, or he did it at a moment where he wasn't in his right mind. But yeah, I reckon you could be right.
Yeah, that guy was fucking mental.
He was
sure.
a psychopath.
He
was a psychopath.
You don't know who that is, Frankie?
Yeah.
No. What happened?
You gotta check the guy out on YouTube. His name's Mark Chopper Reed, right? That's his real name.
Chopper
right?
Reed, yeah, Mark Reed.
Yeah,
Chopper Reed.
Mark Reed. Yeah, you gotta take a peek at this fucking lunatic.
There's a movie. There was a movie. They made a movie on him. Hollywood star.
The worst fucking inmate ever.
What's that?
It was like the worst Australian inmate ever.
One of the worst.
One of the worst, for sure.
Yeah,
the guy's definitely notorious.
What's his name? Bronson, the guy that was like fucking.
No, that's in Britain. Charles Bronson is the one in Britain who's still locked up. His nickname was Charles. I think the surname was Bronson, but and his name was Charles, I think. But yeah, he was another similar to Chopper Reed, but he's in the UK. He's in the UK. See, I've got a bit of knowledge of everything.
Who?
He's in the UK. Charles Bronson.
Yeah, the Bronson guy. Yeah, he was like the worst inmate ever in English history.
Yeah. He was crazy.
Your new nickname isn't. We're getting rid of the Buick. I don't like the Buick. We're gonna call you Tony Britannica.
Tony Britannica.
No, how about the
Britannica?
Carmen, don't let my head swell. Yeah.
Tony Cataract.
Yeah.
Tony what?
Cataract.
I thought you said
cataract.
Yeah,
He got the Asian accents for Cadillac. It's cataract.
My mother would have said Tony hemorrhoids. He gives us a bloody pain in the ass. Tony hemorrhoids.
Nice.
Tony
Roids. Tony Roids.
Yeah. my mother used. I tell you what. Tell you what. Anyway.
Yeah, that guy Stephen Gillen. He's a fucking dope. That guy's a weirdo. I don't like that guy.
Oh yeah. Did I tell you the time? They have a lot of what that guy fucking Tomas and Tomas bought Stephen Gillian, and we were like 6 of us. Hello, and he was talking about I did time and this and that. I'm like, Stephen Gillian, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he seems like a jerk off, that guy.
Yeah.
You know whose show he just showed up on? It popped up in my feed one day. he was talking to chatting on Smack, dude.
Chat who?
What the fuck's the guy's name? Chatting on Smacks. Whatever the fuck his name is.
What was his name?
The guy that used to hang out with Ramundi. The kid that used to hang out with Ramundi.
Yeah.
Remember who? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Stacks. My bad. I said Smack. My fault. Chat on Stacks. Yeah, he was on that guy's fucking show.
Yes. What's his name? Steve something.
Gillen.
Steve Gillen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story about that. It's fucking funny as shit.
Well, it was funny. It was funny because I don't know if you wound up doing a show on the Bobby McNeese guy, Frankie.
Oh yeah, he did. Remember that one? I sent you that fucking whole thing about that case.
Yeah, no, that's why I was laughing because the McNeese guy or whatever was one of his like co-hosts for a while, and he was up there the big anti-rat shit, and I'm sitting there dying laughing like you got the biggest fucking rat in the world on your fucking show talking shit.
There was no bigger rat than fucking Bobby McNeese.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But he's up there talking, he's talking shit about fucking rat and this, rat that, and I'm like, is this guy fucking serious right now? I couldn't believe what I was watching. I'm listening to this shit. I'm like, is this guy fucking for real?
He even had a fucking rat, Henry. He went by Henry, like Henry Hill.
Yeah, you got to ask yourself how McNeese was talking about doing time, saying like Sammy the Bull was a jerk off and all these people. How the fuck did you do time with Sammy the Bull when he was in fucking witness protection, bro? Unless you were a fucking informant. You know what I'm saying?
Minnesota. Yeah.
How does he know about all these guys that were in witness units and doing time with him? But he didn't cooperate or fucking inform either. Are you stupid, man? That's crazy.
Very ratty. Let me tell you something. They were paving. They were seal coating the track we used to run around, and you don't have to stay inside. What that was going on. He was out there like fucking. He was one of the the CO.
Yeah, he's acting like a CO and shit. Yeah. He thought he was the fucking He thought he was the fucking counselor or something in the fucking the block.
He was the worst of the worst rats I ever seen in my life. I mean, fine. He discovered that case in Iowa, and that guy ended up getting put to death.
Hey man, the girl too. The girl too. No,
the girl got life. The guy got put to death. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I knew. I thought they had both gotten a death. So she got life, and he got the chair basically.
Yeah. That guy was a badass though. He was killing his fucking witnesses one by one.
Yeah. He was whacking the witnesses out one by one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the girl buried him. She told the guy to shit or something. I don't know, like they meant a visit or something.
Right, he was doing a life sentence. He got a fucking appeal. It turned it down to 20 years. And this bitch who he should have killed, again, everybody else, ended up bringing the whole, unearthing that poor family.
Crazy, man.
For talking to Bobby McNeese.
Yeah, I know. It's that's what I'm saying. This YouTube shit is crazy, man. People come on here and they could fucking make up their own. They're like creative players, like in the video games and shit.
For sure. And
that's what I call him, a creative player.
He was so. He thought he had the best story ever because that's so. That's a free guy. That's people who can't call. They call it fucking messenger.
That might be Kenny. He needs to get buzzed in. He's in the lobby.
His boyfriend's cool. Hey, Tony, pick up the phone. Anyhow, it's funny because he thought he was so great for fucking unearthing that case. He was telling fucking Stacks that he's got a movie coming up pretty soon. CBS wants something to do with him.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh, every time I used to talk to him, he goes, "Me and Vic Amusa." That's what brought him to Iowa. Him and Vic Amusa were gonna open up a fucking drug rink up in Iowa. They got hemmed up. God. Yeah, that's how they get up there. Oh, Jesus. Me and Vic were great, and he would love the bullshit. Like his story's fucking the best. I mean,
that guy's doing biker clubs now. He don't do the mob no more. He's on the bikers.
Who's that? McNeese?
No, the Stacks guy there.
Oh,
somebody sent me a clip the other day. They were doing a documentary on like the pagans versus like Hell's Angels Motorcycle Club on like National Geographic, one of these channels. Yeah. And all of a sudden, during the documentary and shit, it pans in and it's Stacks sitting in a chair talking about the pagans' fucking coat of arms. Fucking, he's in the fucking documentary. I gotta send you this shit. I gotta send you it. I almost fell out of my chair.
When I was in MDC, right, they had that big fucking, they arrested a whole bunch of pagans at Long Island. They went up there to fight with the Hells Angels. And one of the Hells Angels ended up killing a pagan. It was like 2 against 300, and then they
Yeah.
just arrested a whole bunch of them. Yeah, they all brought him to MDC. So one day I'm going on a visit, right? And there's one of these pagan guys. He's bald, right? And on his head, you know what he had written?
What?
Fuck the world.
Hair.
What? Hair?
Yeah. H-A-I.
Oh my god.
He's bald, so I'm looking at him. And me and Ali were
Jesus.
looking at him, and we start laughing, you know. And he
That's
starts
fucking
laughing.
nuts.
The guy. He had a tattoo on his head that said hair.
That's funny. That's a
Yeah,
sick bastard right there.
Yeah,
The
that's what
funniest thing is,
don't like them. You know that ABs and motorcycle guys don't get. They call booger eaters and drug addicts because the ABs are very like fucking serious.
yeah.
They don't like that. They make them look bad. You know.
That's funny, Gay Young, because he was actually wearing that same suit and the fucking thing. I gotta send you this clip, man. You're gonna die laughing. This shit is too funny, bro.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah. What are you gonna tell me?
I'm gonna send you the clip of the fucking documentary when this guy pops on there with the suit on talking about the pagans and shit. I couldn't fucking believe it. It was the most random shit in the world. It was
Yeah.
bizarre. It was bizarre. Fucking bizarre.
God.
Where'd
Yeah,
Buick go? Is he on the phone with Kenny? Is that Kenny calling him or what?
I don't know what fucking happened to him.
Where the fuck did he go?
Who knows? That guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Tony's the best.
Yeah, I'm crazy to go where. Yeah.
He's like he's like Carmen Sandiego. You gotta guess what fucking country he's in when he pops up.
Carmen. Where's Homeboy?
He was in earlier.
Yeah, I do that.
He was
too.
earlier.
Carmen.
He popped by. He popped by for the Sunday service.
How about Louis? What's his name? Louis. What's that guy from?
Who?
His family member. What's his name?
Oh, that's his brother-in-law, Bobby.
Bobby Louis. He called me.
He did an interview the other day. I saw on there. He was talking about Ralph Natali and Joey, and Bobby was giving Natali his props though, and saying the guy that you saw on the fucking Valuetainment interview, he's like, that ain't the Natali he knew. He said when he met Natali back then, he was still had his wits about him. Yeah, and he was still on his shit. And he said that's not the guy that he met. He's like that it was sad. He said it was sad to see him like that.
Wow.
What the fuck is that background shit? What is that?
I think that's Tony.
You gotta mute him or something.
Oh no, he's muted.
Was that you,
Hold on.
Frankie?
No.
Oh, now it stopped. Oh no, hold on. Let me see if it's me.
Oh, it's fucking you. Nope.
No, it's not me.
It's Frankie.
No.
Frankie.
Baby.
You gotta close your YouTube. You gotta close the YouTube and leave the StreamYard up.
All right, look, I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh,
Love
there
you.
go. Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
Are you laying down?
Yeah, I'm tired.
All right, Frankie.
I love you guys.
All right, buddy. Yeah, you too, man. We'll catch you on the next one, bro.
Thank you,
Get
Frankie.
some rest.
Yeah, of course. Good night, guys. I love you.
All right, Frankie.
Later, bro.
You too, man. Ciao.
Maybe I
It
should
does
shut
that
it down.
sometimes. I don't know why it does that. It pops up and starts doing that shit for some reason.
Yeah.
Are you shutting it down?
Yeah, I don't know. Tony Buick is jerking off, and
You got a phone call. He's there.
Hey, sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Angel.
well,
You want to see my Buick?
No.
Hey, listen, I'm not sure which family, but I heard the word Panisi. Now, there was one story, it was a documentary. I only saw it recently, actually, before I left Australia. Which is he the guy who his father, his brother, and two associates got gunned down in a restaurant by?
That was Luisi, Bobby Luisi.
Oh, was that the Luisi, not Panisi? Okay. You know which
Bobby
one I'm talking
Luisi.
about, Common? You know which one?
They got murdered in the 99.
Yeah, somewhere by the father of a young guy who was brought in to meet because he must have done some trouble. He was like a 21-year-old, him and his friend, and they were called in to be talked to, only talked to because obviously the
They
four
got set
people
up.
they never had any weapons, so obviously they weren't planning anything. They just wanted to straighten out two young guys, but apparently. The son must have called his father, and his father, what was his name? And he's still serving life. He murdered all four people in there.
Oh, the guy that I don't remember his name now.
Yeah, something with C, started with C. I'm not sure, Cavani or something like that. But you know which one I'm talking about. 4 men got literally shot to death inside a diner.
Yeah, it was
Literally
his father and his brothers, and I think maybe his uncle too.
And two uncles, yeah, something like that. That's right. Yeah, that was weird. Wow.
Well, Chad D that comes in the chat, that's his brother-in-law. He's married to his sister.
So you mean you got someone in there that comes on the chat who knows them?
Yeah, it's his brother-in-law.
What was his name? Chad.
That's Chad, yeah, Chad D. He comes on the show once in a while.
Oh, okay. Well, he can fill us in if he's listening. That was weird. That really stuck in my mind. There's so many mob story rub-outs, but that one stuck in my mind. How a father, a son, and literally the brother of the father, two uncles got gunned down. They never had a damn weapon. That was a mistake. And all it took was that young guy who was being scolded. Yeah, he was being scolded by the elder Luisi, and the father all of a sudden walks in and shoots them all, kills them all because he thought his son might be under threat. Now I know a father's love for his son is pretty powerful, but he should have relaxed and tried to talk it out. Or no, that's right. The Luisi's son, I think, put his hand in his jacket, and I think. That's what set everything off. The elderly, the guy who shot everyone thought he was going for his gun because I saw the court part where they were talking about it. He thought the younger.
Well, no, the whole thing kind of happened by accident, but at the same time, it was they wanted to kill him. He had a lot of problems back then.
Yeah, something like that. It was a bit of a back and forth, but wow, it stuck in my mind that.
But Bobby was definitely legit though. He was definitely who he says he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he said that he was he was invited over by Joey Molino and joined up for a while, but he came from Boston originally. The Luisi's, is that right?
Yeah, they're from Boston. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I can still remember.
Well, they had beef. He had beef with the patriarchal faction of the family up there. That's why he tried originally going to New York, but I think Pete Gotti was the boss at the time and basically turned him down. That's why he wound up going to Philly.
Okay.
Well, he did that so he had protection, so they wouldn't kill him, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that part, but I just remember the massacre in the diner. Unbelievable.
Well, that's part of the reason why Joey had gotten locked up was over the Ron Previty shit, trying to bring coke up to Boston with Louise and them guys. He used to sell a lot of it.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Fuck hell. Hey, Gunsmoke, are you there, son?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, all right, because my knee's getting cold. Sit on it and warm it up a bit.
What the?
Thank you, Warren.
Did you understand that Aussie joke? My knee's getting cold. Sit on it and listen to Daddy. I'm your daddy.
This guy's a sick fuck.
He's a sick bastard, man. He ain't right.
You've been spending too much time in the Philippines, man.
Yeah. I tell you what, my son's been saying, isn't it about time you come home, you old man? I said, oh, I'm on my way, son. Don't worry. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I think Smoke was trying to hang it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had the midnight. Midnight.
Oh, your midnight. Time.
Yeah. I woke up. I think it was 3 a.m. I had a piss, And out
Yeah.
of curiosity, I thought I'll flick on my iPad, and I saw you were on. I said a few little comments, and off I went to bed again. Yeah,
That's
so
how most
listen,
people
yeah,
find my show. Yeah. They
yeah,
wake up
yeah,
to take a
listen,
piss.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, anyway, listen, yeah, you guys go and have a good rest because yeah, this is a double show, isn't it?
Yeah.
You must be
Yeah.
exhausted. You must be exhausted. All right, Gunsmoke. Good night, Common. Bye bye,
All
my
right, Tony.
Thank you,
lads.
Tony.
Bye
All
bye,
right,
my
Tony. Have a good
lads.
night, man.
Ta ta
Later,
and
guys.
Ta-ta.
farewell.
Take care of Kenny.
No, he's a good sport, man. God love Tony Buick.
Tony Roy's, baby.
Tony Roy's.
That's my dude. All right, brother.
Yeah. No, thank you, Common.
Yes, sir. Catch
All
y'all on the
right.
next one.
Yeah.
Later, man.
Later, bro.
chat. Yeah.
All right. I want to thank Frank and Common Sense and Tony Buick for coming on the show. Turned out good. We talked about space aliens and shit. We gave you mob content. We talked about world history. We gave you a lot of good shit tonight. Yeah. So thank you, fellas. I also want to thank Bella. Thank you so much, Bella. Who else? Hold on. Nightmare. Shouts to the West Coast. And that's it. Yeah. We'll be live tomorrow night. So stay tuned. We talked about aliens, and then one came in on the show. There you go. Aliens do exist. Thank you, Tony. Shouts to J Dams, Dwayne, Gay Unk. Thank you guys for being here, man. Mickey Boy, Michael Moormile. Shit. Joey Frakes, Templar. Maureen showed up. Shouts to Mo. Who else? Thank you so much for everything, Becky. Becky Tam. D'Augusta was in the house tonight. Shouts to D'Augusta. My man. Drum Capella. All right. Well, thank you guys. All right. Well, it's going to rain all week over here. Have a good Monday. Stay safe. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Until next time. Peace.